Well, Tommy Layup is whispering something to me. You don't have to whisper, Tom. What is it?
Southby's not out in the Carlton side, Harry, and Bortolotto is out. I did mention that Howells would be on the bench, but he could be in the side. But Southby's not in the 20 players on the ground.
All right, well, the first big news at the grand final for 1981 is that Jeff Southby's not in the Carlton lineup. And that's really something. Just on some statistics we may have here. Collingwood have met Carlton in 5 grand finals since the turn of the century. They had their first and only success in 1910 when they defeated the Blues 9-7-61 to 6-11-47. Now, they've lost everyone since. And the Carlton side right around Don Jolly down here. Collingwood, of course, are moving around, and up goes the toss of the coin between Mike Fitzpatrick and Peter Moore. And the Carlton team have stayed around Don Jolly. They've massed around there. Peter Moore's won the toss. He's kicked toward the scoring end, or what has been the scoring end in all the other matches. That's down to the big Jollymont end, the scoreboard end. And now the Carlton players break up and have a bit of a kick between themselves. It's now up to 2:35, and pretty quickly it'll be all systems go. As Don practices a couple more tosses for the press, and Don Jolly will move off the ground, and the umpires are ready to get things underway. All right, back to you, Tommy Layup. You picked up that Jeff Southby's missing from the Carlton lineup.
Yes, Harry, he's missing from the lineup, and it looks as if Bortolotto and Mark Koo are coming off the ground. They will be the 19th and 20th, and for Collingwood it looks like Brewer coming off the ground. And I can't pick up the other player.
Young Lovell.
So I think we're right in our selections, Harry. We've picked the players that will be on the bench. And here comes John Jolly, who received a magnificent reception from the crowd. Also it was great to see the Carlton players get around him, Harry, and many of them shook his hand.
Well, of course, a lot of those Carlton players were on the trip with him when they went overseas in the 70s, and they played at Lord's, and there is the reception for Don Jolly. He looked really great and about to go through the gate. Now everybody seems almost in readiness. The first bounce of the ball down here today is going to come from umpire Mike Dye. And we're waiting for him to put the ball down. The 1980 grand final almost ready to start. You're on 3AW on relay through the Macquarie network. Already Hal is bumping around with Moore, and the goal umpire's gone out and spoken to Hal. Hal's on the ground for Carlton. Ashman and Taylor pushing one another about, and for the 3AW football, they started the 1981 grand final. Down goes the ball, is knocked out by Fitzpatrick. The ball comes back now toward Dacos, but the whistle is blown, and it's a free kick to Collingwood. They've got first taste, and the free kick is going to go to Allen. Allen of Collingwood, the former Fitzroy player, plays on immediately, and Johnston came right up to him. It's gone out wide. Up the ball will go toward Davis. Davis of Collingwood couldn't get a kick. It goes back toward Dool. Playing called the umpire. Davis is still in there for Collingwood, and a ball up will ensue from umpire Mike Dye. Half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. The ball positioned for the Collingwood team. No score in the 1981 grand final, and Fitzpatrick getting to the back there of the big fellow in Stewart. The ball comes back, however, this time toward Dacos. Dacos for Collingwood kicks toward the half-forward flank boundary line, and it's gone out of bounds on that outer side of the ground. Howe looking after Moore. Moore starting on the forward line as predicted, and Stewart going up against Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick got a lovely tap out. Went straight down the throat of his teammate there in Glasgow. Glasgow puts the ball toward the centre wing. It's going back now. There's a ball going out of bounds, but I thought Irwin went down from a punch. Accidental one, but he's up on his feet now, and the ball is out of bounds, and we're waiting for it to come back to be thrown in. Any other positional changes, Tommy, quick?
Yes, Harms is on the half-forward line. Dill's picked up Davis. Howell has picked up Moore, and Purbeck is sent half-forward on Stewart.
Right, we'll leave it at that at this moment. As we see going up good this time was Atkin. Atkin got that knockout for Collingwood. The players are over the top of the ball, and round the neck is the decision, and it's a Carlton free kick. Coming up will be Wells to get this free kick for the Carlton side, and a 15-metre penalty as well, because they didn't give the ball up quickly, and that was against Williams, young Mark Williams, for not giving the ball up quickly enough to Wells, and he from Carlton has been told to go back and kick over his mark. From the Carlton viewpoint today, it'll be Greg Brown, and from the Collingwood viewpoint, it will be Mick Irwin. So we'll wait to see what comes in when we call those groundsmen in.
Wells kicks to the centre half forward spot, travelling up to the punt road end of the ground. It's knocked to the ground, and Johnson went down heavily. Coming through strongly is Stewart for Collingwood. He's kicked through centre half forward, going up towards the outer side of the ground, and at the railway or scoreboard end, Dool got the run of the ball, tapped away by Davis, got it to Moore hand pass to Ray Shaw. He's in trouble. Got to be holding the ball, and it is. Just a bit too long. It went to Ashman, who hand passed to Wells. Wells on the half-forward flank, outer side of the ground, drives it forward. The lead up by McClure, beautiful mark. McClure, half-forward flank towards centre wing, perhaps. A left-foot kick. He's kicked it in towards Bazasto, and Bazasto's taken the grab. Bazasto's mark in the forward pocket, probably 35 metres out, and kicking to the punt road end. Bazasto of Carlton, a dynamic player this year. The angle is about 50 degrees. He's well out from the man on his mark, which is Toomey. And Bazasto shoots for goal, and it's a bad kick. Just as well he got that one out of his system earlier, I suppose. It's 1 point on the 3RW scoreboard, and 1 point to Carlton on the 3RW scoreboard about 3 minutes into play.
All right, well, we wait for the ball to be kicked back into play, and this will be done by the Collingwood fullback, and Peter McCormick is going to kick the ball back into play. As Bill tells you, 1 point only on the 3RW Carlton United scoreboard. Up they go. In the back is the decision, and it will go to Mark Williams. Mark Williams, the Collingwood centre player. This year, one of the two players recruited from South Australia, and there's the kick by that player with Johnston very much close to the mark. As the ball goes out the back, two Collingwood players flying together. Kink was one and Stewart the other. The ball goes to ground, a chance for Irwin. Can't pick it up. The ball is thrown out virtually, and it's gone over the line off the fingers and hands of the nervous players, as the nervous tension is gradually going out of the players' system.
Well, it's thrown back into play on the Collingwood half-forward line on the outer side of the ground, down to Wells, who punches away wildly but follows up and bips it away again across in the direction of Sheldon, but he saw it over the line and out of bounds. Between centre wing and half-forward flank for Collingwood outer side, and their score is 0 on the 3RW Carlton United scoreboard. Carlton have registered the only point, a wild kick by Bazasto. The ball coming back into play now, and it's Fitzpatrick and Stewart, and coming in to help there was Hunter. It went down to the ground to be picked up by Dacos. He's getting onto his left foot, some good shepherding there by Stewart, and Dacon whips it up towards the half-forward line, but standing in the way is Dool. There'll be a 15-metre penalty against Kink. Unnecessary. Anyhow, Carlton with the kick, and Dool kicks it towards the centre of the ground. Leading up there is McClure. Leading in the race for the ball was Byrne. McClure had it under control, knocked it away. There's a chance here for Byrne, and Byrne puts Collingwood into attack. Coming around the members' wing, and he's looking for Davis. Davis of Collingwood against his former club picks it up, but he's gone over the line out of bounds. No, he hasn't. Kept it in play. He's given it to Moore. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds. The boundary umpire coming up belatedly in the forward pocket for Collingwood. Their score, Carlton score 1 behind 1 point, and Collingwood yet to score. It's 5 minutes into the first term of the 1981 grand final. The boundary umpire preparing to get it back into play. He has now, and it's Fitzpatrick and Moore, 2 out. Neither won it decisively, but the free kick went against Moore, to be taken by the Carlton captain, Fitzpatrick. 5.5 minutes into the term, it's Carlton behind and Collingwood yet to score.
Here's the kick by Fitzpatrick, looking for McClure. Up in front was Picken. Picken thought he got it in the back. It came down to Allen. He's in play early. Goes over to Mark Williams. A hand pass back to Byrne. He's got to get rid of it quickly. He does. And it's a great mark to Dacos. Falling forward. No, that's Irwin. Irwin's got that one, and that'll be a confidence lifter. He threw himself at that ball. He's kicked it long. It's a wobbly kick, however. It's going to go to Fitzpatrick on his own, lurking down on that back line. And the tandem tactics on Peter Moore. There was Big Hal and Fitzpatrick, and that's a shocking kick by the Carlton captain. It's gone straight to the hands of the speedster for Collingwood in Ricky Barham, and he's marked on the member stand side of the ground. He's going to try and run around, and he does, around Mayland. He skirts the boundary line and then kicks long, looking for Moore. Moore sets himself for the mark, can't take it. Williams going to kick a goal here. He's got on the left boot, and through it goes, and that's the first one. That's the first one for the Magpies. Up went Moore to try and outmark two opponents there in Howell and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick dropping back in those tandem tactics on Moore. So already the very presence of the Collingwood captain is making a difference. And lurking there was the Collingwood centre man, he's drifted right down to the forward pocket and snapped with the left boot, and through it went. Now from the Collingwood viewpoint, Mick Irwin.
Great goal from Williams, created by the pressure of Peter Moore being in the goal square.
Okay, ball back in the centre, umpire Robinson.
Preparing to put it down. He's put it down right in the centre of the circle. It's a good bounce. The ruckman gathered there. It was Fitzpatrick against Stewart, and the Carlton captain won it. Picked up very quickly there by Toomey. Toomey's left foot kick into the centre. That's marked by McConville. McConville in the centre of the ground for Carlton, kicking down towards the punt road end of the ground, up towards Sheldon, who missed the mark. It went down to ground. Nervous fumbles and jitters by Harms. Couldn't control the ball. Down to the ground. The umpire wisely will bounce on Carlton's half-forward line on the outer side of the ground as they take their traffic up towards the punt road end of the ground. It's Collingwood a goal and Carlton a point on the 3W Carlton United scoreboard. The ball knocked away by Atkin down the direction of Dacos, elusive there, holding the ball against Dacos, and the tackle by Glasgow was successful on the half-forward flank outer side. Glasgow pilots the ball up towards full forward. They're coming out there was Mackay, knocked to the ground, and a shot by Johnston is offline. 1 point to Wayne Johnson, a flying shot for goal. It's Carlton second behind, and Collingwood are a goal on the 3AW Carlton and United scoreboard. 7.5, 8 minutes into the term as the ball comes back into McCormick to be kicked back into play. McCormick, the Collingwood full-black, and Mackay standing out there at the full forward position. McCormick taking plenty of time about it, eventually comes to the line and boots straight down the centre of the ground up towards his team centre half back spot. McClure had a touch and knocked it down, picked up by Dacos, who's active early, picked up again by McClure at centre half forward. He might have got a free kick, but play on was the call. Into the pack it goes, and the free kick goes to Irwin of Collingwood. Irwin of Collingwood in the back pocket, or over towards the half-back line, is now going to take his kick. He's bringing it around the member side of the ground. He got a lead up there from Tony Shaw and Stewart, but thumping it away was Perovic, and it's over the line and out of bounds between centre wing and the half-forward line for Carlton at the punt road end of the ground.
Right, the ball to be thrown in from that position. In the ruck will be Aitken. Aitken against Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got the knockout, but it went to Tony Shaw. That was a very nice hand pass. Then it went back to Ricky Barham. Barham's trying to find Kink, but he's behind. And that was a poor kick by Barham, and it gave every opportunity for McConville to mark, and he did that, and he did it nicely. The fist of Rene Kink came behind to try and punch the ball away. He was too late, and it now goes down towards Billy Picken. Oh, Picken was lined up there. He missed him. That was Greg Wells with a good, strong shepherd, and it was fair. And now the ball from Ricky Barham down toward Davis. Davis with a great tackle. Almost threw out by McConville. Over toward Dool. Dool gets it, and they're fighting one another in there. Fitzpatrick and Wells, two teammates. Fitzpatrick took the mark and hand passed the ball over to Glasgow. Glasgow, oh, it's a shocking kick and a great mark. Flying through the air there by Barham, and Barham marks for Collingwood.
That centre wing, and he brings it around the member side of the ground. He's passed to Burners perfect, and Burners taken the mark. Centre wing on the member side, and Collingwood attacking to the railway scoreboard end. The kick by Burners long down towards centre half forward. Perovic had a touch, knocked away by Fitzpatrick, gathered in by King, who hooks it back towards goal, but it's offline and through for 1 point. That's a good opening to the 1981 grand final. Carlton are 2 behind, 2 points. Collingwood 1-1-7 on the 3AW Carlton United scoreboard. English about to kick the ball back into play for Carlton, and he's brought it around the member side of the ground. The kick 45 to 50 metres upfield. Fitzpatrick knocking it away down to Wells, who gathers it in beautifully from the half-back flank. He spears towards the half-forward line. Ashman had a touch and couldn't hold it. Picken came in and controlled the ball beautifully. Kicks up towards the half-forward line, still coming around the member side of the ground. Ricky Barham knocks it out over towards Tony Shaw. Hand pass to Atkin. Atkin going by, accepts it and fires for goal. It's in the goal square at the back is Moore. He knocked it down to the ground. Howell put his body in front. Moore looking for the free kick. It's over the line and out of bounds. Good umpiring, Robinson. Over the line and out of bounds in the forward pocket, and it's right in the forward pocket in the depth of it on the member side of the ground at the scoreboard end. 1-1 to 2 behind. That's Collingwood leading as the ball comes back into play, and it's Moore fighting desperately there. Perovic came from behind, knocked it to the ground. Nobody can clear the ball away. Hunter driving desperately, picked up by Dacos, who was tackled on the way through. Umpire, I thought, was just about to blow the whistle, but he has now, and he'll bounce the ball.
And he's bouncing this ball only 20 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They're kicking to the Jollymont end, and that's the scoring end. They've got 1-1 on the board to Carlton's 2 behind. A perfect bounce. Up will go Moore, knock it out. He's put it out toward Tony Shaw, wrong-footed, back on the left boot now. Hooks it badly, and it's out of bounds on the full, and a free kick coming up for Carlton. Now it was touched off the boot, and this gives us a chance to go to Greg Brown, looking at it from Carlton's viewpoint.
Well, Carlton are not the team in front at the moment. Collingwood are leading the way, and I believe too many people flying for the mark instead of a couple of scouters on the ground.
Okay, Moore again, up against Howell this time. They shepherd one another. Up will go Moore, tap it out the back, goes to Stewart. Point again, and Collingwood needing goals with the breeze. They're 1 goal, 2 now, 8 points on 3AW Carlton United scoreboard. As we see Moore holding on to Howe, and Howe balancing at him to try and get away from him. And there's the experienced kick by Dool, playing virtually at full back on that occasion, but it was well and truly marked by Mark Williams. He's gone for a short pass. Oh, it hasn't come off. Play on, called the umpire correctly, and Collingwood come in through Dacos. Can't pick the ball up. Left foot snap, won't make the distance, and it's through for another behind. So Collingwood peppering the goal at the present time, and Carlton looking a little nervous. If anything, showing the signs of nerves, and English will kick in this time. Collingwood 1-3-9, 3LW Carlton United scoreboard. Carlton 2 behind.
At the 12-minute mark, an English kick straight down the ground. Fitzpatrick knocks it further afield, up towards there, taken under control by Cooper. Cooper's kick is water half forward line down to the ground, knocked away by Buckley across to Perovic. Perovic kicks to the centre wing position. Vacant spaces on the outer side of the ground. Sheldon leading in the race for the ball, but it's too much for him, and it's gone over the line out of bounds. And Sheldon had the paddock to himself. Had he been able to control the ball and get it back into play, but not was the case, and it's back into play now per medium of the boundary umpire. Fitzpatrick up high, tapped it down, but the free kick is against the Collingwood, the Carlton player, and the free kick goes to Atkin, who hand passes to Ray Shaw from centre wing position. He kicks it long up towards the half forward line. Stewart had a touch, knocked it to the ground. He's following it up well, and he picks it up and gets it onto his left foot, kicks into the goal square. English and Moore fly for the ball, neither make contact. It's gone to the ground. Tony Shaw tapping it around near the boundary line. Nobody can take it, control. Howell did. Moore knocked it away from him, and it's gone over the line out of bounds with Dool in hot pursuit. It's over the line out of bounds to be thrown in the right forward pocket. That's on the members' side of the ground, and at the railway or scoreboard end for Collingwood attacking to that end. They are 1-3 and Carlton 2 behind as the ball is whipped back into play. Howell got a touch, down to the ground it goes. Perovic on top of the ball, picks it up. The kick is semi-smothered, goes out about 25 metres from goal, picked up very quickly in a hand pass across the bounds. But Dool's a beautiful interception, kicks to the centre wing on the members' side of the ground. McClure's leading Picken in the race for the ball, but it's a shocking kick by McClure, but it bounces over the line on Carlton's half forward line.
Billy Picken trying to tell the boundary umpire it was out on the full. It bounced, of course, a good foot or so inside the playing arena, and Ricky Barham annoyed with himself for anticipating then, looking at Dool instead of looking at the ball, as we see the ball now thrown up in the air, and up they go, and this was a Carlton knockdown all right. It came down to Peter McConville, it came from Mackay, as we see coming out there. Oh, that was a bad miss down there, I felt, by Collingwood, and that was
Bill Picken.
Collingwood's Bill Picken right down there with the socks down. And he really should have gathered the ball in before it went out of bounds. So up they go again. This time it's Aitken. Oh, lovely knockout by Aitken. Straight out to Ray Shaw. Ray Shaw trying to bring the ball down, but it's outnumbered there, the Blues, to the Collingwood side. Dacos was then doing a David and Goliath act that went to Fitzpatrick, over then to Hunter. His kick has been marked by Rene Kinkin. 2 bounces and he's gone clear. Surely young Irwin's not going to mess this up. Play on call the umpire. He did. He missed that up badly as Kink went with a hand pass over to Irwin, and away go Carlton. They got it up there toward Perovic toward Bazasto, and Bazasto was in front of his opposition player then, in Toomey, and took the mark. It's a long kick, and Bill Picken at the back is going to take the mark. Bill Picken's got it all right, and it looks as though McClure may have been shifted to full forward, and therefore Pickens had to follow him down virtually to full back. So McClure opened up well, but Picken with a strong mark there to relieve any pressure for Collingwood virtually on the goal line, as the ball is punched away by Collingwood out the back, trying to find their teammate in Mark Williams. That Sheldon's in front. Sheldon's picked the ball up now, has gone for a hand pass. The boundary umpire says it's out, and it's out of bounds on the outer side of the ground. So Carlton still trailing. They're 2 behinds. After 15 minutes of play, first quarter of the 1981 Grand Final, Collingwood a 1-3-9.
Ball thrown back into play, and Fitzpatrick again wins the duel, and he thumps it across to the half-forward line. Wells is there, too long, holding the ball against Wells, and a good tackle on him by Taylor, or Byrne. It's Byrne. Byrne hand passes across to Dacos, who's got a roving commission as usual, and Dacos has kicked from the half-back flank up towards the centre wing position. Over there is Stewart and Perovic, and Stewart leads in the race for the ball, but the 2 big men lumber after, as it were, as it goes over the line out of bounds. But there's a free kick, and it's going to go. It must have been kicked by Perovic, because the free kick's gone to Stewart. Stewart on centre wing position on the outer side has kicked the ball long up towards Davis, knocked away from him, but it's in the back. And the free kick's against Dool, and Craig Davis of Collingwood will take the free kick out on the half-forward line on the outer side, kicking up towards the scoreboard end. It's a long kick up towards full forward. English comes from behind to knock it away. Ray Shaw dashes in magnificently. He's hooked it back towards goal, and it's through for 1 behind only. Collingwood in attack. have gone on to 1 goal 4-10. 1-4-10. They lead Carlton 2 behind 2 points on the 3W Carlton United scoreboard, and that's 16.5 minutes into the first term. Dool brings the ball out around the members' side of the ground. Hunter alone there, takes the mark, and Shaw whacks Howell. That's Ray Shaw, thumped him. Hunter picks it up, and the umpire's on him. Robinson's on to Shaw, warning him to go up towards the centre wing position where Dacos gets it under control. He gets to the half-forward line before kicking, and he'll find Davis. Craig Davis in the forward pocket taking the mark, and Dool standing the mark. Tony Shaw coming up when he'd be better to go back. And play on as the call now as Dill comes up to meet the kick of Davis. The kick is long up to the full forward spot into the square. Several players combine to punch it off the pack to Stewart, and Stewart kicked it over his head to register another behind. Collingwood are on to 1-5-11. They're missing them. 1-5-11. They lead Carlton 2 behind 2 points. 3W Carlton United scoreboard at 17 minutes into the term.
We go up to Mick Irwin for a quick comment.
Collingwood's defensive play great, but their offensive play's letting them down. They're not converting enough up forward.
Right ball being kicked in by Carlton, this time English, and up goes Hunter to take the mark. Hunter has got the mark, and Ashman's saying, can you watch a bit closer? As up will go McClure, tries and gets right in the back of Pickin, and Pickin will take the free kick. Barham runs straight at McClure. I don't understand why it should have been against Barham there. They should have taken the ball off him there, Mike Dye, as Billy Pickin kicks long up to where Rene King hooks it out. Has tried to grab English, he's missed him. Back they'll go, it goes to Ray Shaw. He tried to hand pass the ball. They're going in hard. Back it goes to Rene King. He's chipped the ball out, looking for David Toomey. Yeah, I thought Toomey had it. Yeah. Toomey's got it all right. Ray Byrne finished with it, but Toomey got it. And Toomey had followed his opposition player down there. Right down, that would be probably Johnston, whom he followed down, or Buzasto. He's followed him right down from the half-forward flank. And now Toomey finds himself in a position to goal. And if the forwards can't kick goals, the backmen perhaps might be able to show them. And it's through for another behind. Well, nobody can kick a goal for Collingwood, as Howell comes back into Moore again. And Moore and Howell and Robinson's got plenty to say to them both, as the pair of them chase each other, and no doubt Howell's been told to make certain that he runs Moore around. So Moore is being kept on the move by Howell as the ball goes back now to Bruce Dool to kick the ball back into play. Collingwood at 1-6-12, Carlton at 2 solitary behinds. Moore's now on his own, he's let Howell run wild.
That might backfire, Harry.
It could, because Moore's on his own. If Collingwood can get it away from this half-back line, or their half-forward line, and get it over toward Moore. It didn't happen that time because it came off hands of Pack, went to Fitzpatrick, the Carlton captain. He kicked it long up toward the centre wing position. Collingwood are coming through there through Allen. However, it will land in the hands of Buckley, and away go Carlton with an opportunity to mark by Mackay. Mackay's up there, he's marked. He has a go at McCormick and a 15-metre penalty, and Carlton will be in kicking distance now that their 15-metre penalty came up. Now, Mackay marked the ball, marked it well and truly, and after that McCormick got into him, and Mike Dye applied the 15-metre penalty correctly, and it's a goal to Carlton, straight through the centre after 19 minutes of play. Carlton on the 3W Carlton United scoreboard are 1 goal to a total of 8. They're only trailing by 4 points on Collingwood, who have had all the play during this quarter and haven't made the most of it by any means. 1-6-12 as we go to Greg Brown from Carlton's viewpoint.
Well, that's one of the most important marks for the match, I'm sure, because a fortnight ago Mackay was quite hopeless. Today they started off well with a good strong mark and a long kick for goal to lift his confidence. As I saw before, Buzasto do a good thing. That's great for his confidence also.
Okay, ball back in the centre.
Umpire Robinson about to put it down. Only 4 points the difference 20 minutes into the term in a low-scoring opening. And umpire Robinson moving towards the circle, puts it down and does it well. It's going to be Atkin against Fitzpatrick, and I fancy the Collingwood man slightly. That's a Tony Shaw down towards the centre half-forward spot. Still going down towards the scoreboard end, of course. Picked up by Dool at centre half back and kicks long over towards the half back line, coming up to take a strong mark there. Collingwood's Cooper. Cooper's kicked it long down towards centre half forward. They're high at the back was Dool knocking it away down in towards the centre half back spot for Carlton. Malin can't pick it up. Eventually he doesn't. Breaks away. Kicks to the outer side of the ground. Glascott's on his own. Takes the mark. He's got plenty of time to steady. Hand passes across to Harms, who's in trouble. Harms gives it back to Glascott, and they're alight and they're away, and Glascott running long has booted it long into towards the teeth of goal over the head of Johnson, right across the face of goal, and it's gone across the line to be thrown in the forward pocket for Carlton at the Punt Road end of the ground and on the members' side of the ground. It's Carlton 1-2, trailing Collingwood 1-6. 21 minutes have ticked away into the term as the boundary umpire puts it back into play. Mackay doing the ruck work with Atkin. Atkin won it, got it successfully down to McCormick. He's kicked it over towards the members' side of the ground. Ashman leading in the race for the ball, gets it under control and hand passes back to Malin, who whips it onto his left foot, but a great smother by Barham pushes it over the line. At the half-forward flank for Carlton, half-forward between half-forward and centre-wing position. The scoreboard, Collingwood 1-6, Carlton 1-2 as the boundary umpire prepares to put it back into play. Coming up to 22 minutes into the term, Fitzpatrick won it, hit it twice, down to the ground it goes to be picked up there by Williams. Williams onto the right boot, kicks towards the centre-wing position. Perovic leapfrogged over his opponent there. It was Stewart hand passing out to Tony Shaw. His kick is up to the half-forward line. Coming at the back was English to give it a decent thump away, but regaining control. Kink with a hand pass to Barham. Barham will look for Davis. No, he didn't. I think he might have kicked a goal. He has. It's a beautiful goal to Ricky Barham. But by jingo, he had to kick it because Davis had run loose on his own about 20 metres out from goal. And Ricky Barham picked himself and backed himself to kick the goal. And it's Collingwood on 2 goals, 6 leading Carlton 1-2.
Well, Rod Ashman is off the ground for Carlton early in the first quarter. Actually, at the 23-minute mark of the first quarter, Ashman's off and Marcoux is on as umpire Robinson prepares to bounce the ball in the centre of the ground. Down it goes, and up it's a perfect bounce. This will be the experience against the young bloke, and it was the experience of Fitzpatrick that won out, but Collingwood are taken away from there. Taylor did that, and Taylor of Collingwood out toward Davis again, and Dool and Davis after the ball. He eludes the tackle, Bruce Dool, chips it down nicely toward Marcoux. On his own, takes the mark. Right on the boundary line on the centre wing on the members' stand side of the ground, and he kicks into the player in front of him. Well done, Taylor. Taylor gets it in the back. No, play on call the umpire. Comes back from Marcoux. In will go Tony Shaw. Did it nicely too. And now he takes his eye off the ball temporarily. Almost got it around the neck there, incidentally, Tony Shaw. But umpire Robinson got things well and truly under control. And this is a man's game. No place for the frightened players out there as we see the ball thrown in. Again, it comes towards Rene Kink. He's trying to keep it in play. No, it's gone out of bounds. And just as he was about to trap it, and the ball will be thrown in yet again. This time it's Stewart against Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick doing all the ruck work for Carlton and doing it pretty well. He capped it down again nicely to Marcoux. Did it beautifully then as Shaw tries to chip it off McConville. Marcoux of Carlton kicks it long and punched away, and it's a free kick coming up to Carlton against Cooper. And the player to take it will be Harms. Harms is going to take this free kick for Carlton. He's in the centre of the ground. He'll kick it deep and long, right down toward the half-forward line. Mackay at the back, couldn't take the mark. Ball's chipped away for Collingwood. Coming through nicely is Bazasto, trying to play it on in front of him. Goes to ground, play and call the umpire. That was a good decision by umpire Mike Guy. It came out toward Allen. Allen's kicked the ball long, or not long enough really, because it's been trapped by Hunter. I think Hunter tried to throw the ball out there, but anyhow, the ball has been tapped across the line to be thrown in. Well, players certainly not keeping in the positions because Hunter plays half back. He's up on the half-forward line at the moment. There's Fitzpatrick knocking it down to Marcoux yet again. They'll fly high for the ball. McClure up against Mackay, his own teammate. McClure's first to follow it up. Breaks the tackle, almost too long. But Collingwood come away through Billy Peckin in that last line of defence. It's all Carlton here. 3 of them could have flown to the mark. Fitzpatrick was there and Harms took the mark. And a decent piece of cooperation calling to Harms to take it.
From the centre wing position, it's a magnificent kick at 60 metres upfield, and McClure has taken a great mark. That was a ripper. This is a great duel between McClure and Pick, and I'd say that honours are pretty even at this stage. Each has taken a towering mark, and that one to McClure gives him the opportunity to post another score for Carlton, who are on 1-2 and trailing Collingwood 2-6 on the 3W Carlton United scoreboard. It's 25 minutes into the term with McClure lining them up from maybe 30 metres out, and we'll call it directly in front. The angle is slight, and it's on its way, and it's through. I think he's got it in. It's a goal. That was a great goal to McClure. That's one of the highlights of the match thus far, without any doubt. And Collingwood now on 2-6 lead Carlton 2-2 in the first term of the 1981 Grand Final.
To Greg Brown.
I think Carlton are looking more positive when they do get the ball up forward. It's the Carlton defence that's kept them in the game through smothering tactics on the Collingwood forwards. Moore is posing a problem because he's dragging players down to him, but I think the Collingwood defence is going to have to lift to try and stop Bazasto is the boy, yes.
Okay, ball back with umpire Robinson in the centre of the ground. He's about to bounce again. Fitzpatrick doing a great job in the ruck. Up against young Aitken. This time the ball, the bounce favours Aitken, but it was still knocked out by the little fella Sheldon. And up comes Toomey to pounce it down further again. The ball is going one way and the other. In will go Ray Shaw. He gets it. Hand pass the ball to Taylor. Taylor of Collingwood kicking long, looking for Davis. And also Tony Shaw, but up there comes English right over the top of Tony Shaw and takes a very strong mark for the Carlton defence. He's now trying to find the captain. He can't take the mark. The ball comes down. He's first to ground. Picks it up very nicely. Fitzpatrick, he's having a birthday really. Kicked it long and high. Johnson marks it and away goes Sheldon again. This will be a free kick to Sheldon. Interference. And Sheldon plays on. On he goes and it'll be a point. Sheldon was going to get the free kick. Umpire Robinson called it. He immediately played on Sheldon. Ran into the open goal from about 45 metres, blasted away and put it the wrong side of the goalpost. The right-hand goalpost and through for a behind. So Carlton now are 2-3-15. They're trailing Collingwood by 3 points, who are 2-6-18.
McCormick kicks it back into play out towards the half-forward line for Carlton, but it's taken a mark there. There's Harms onto the left foot, Hunter onto the left foot. Kicks it long, he's got a chance of goaling. Hunter with a long kick. It bounces and bounces, but it's knocked through at the last moment by the Collingwood defender, McCormick. And Hunter, like the half-back Toomey early in the game, had a chance to goal. Carlton are 2-4 and Collingwood 2-6. On the 3W Carlton United scoreboard, and McCormick about to put the ball back into play from the punt road end at the 27-minute mark. McCormick's kick is long. It's a beautiful kick upfield, knocked away by several players down to the ground, giving an opportunity for Marcoux, the speedy Marcoux. He gets it, takes it under control, kicks with the right foot out towards the line, but it's going to be held up. A popped hand pass over there from Cooper to Dacos. Dacos takes the ball around the line. There's a chance for him to get into attack, and Dacos kicks, but it's a shoddy one. His ball bounces to the near centre wing position. A chance for Collingwood through Stewart, and he hand passed to Byrne. Byrne coming upfield, has kicked it to centre half forward. English knocks it away from Tony Shaw out in the direction of Perovic. He'll have to get rid of it, and he does. Handballing to Dool on the half-back line. Dool spears it to Marcoux, and the Blues are away. Marcoux at the half-back flank, kicking down towards the lead up there by McClure, but he slipped, and this allowed Picken to come in and grab the ball in taking the mark. Picken's on the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. The kick is smothered by Johnson running across his path. Cooper knocked it further afield. Pizzusto pounces on it and explodes away. Has a bounce and spares the ball out there, and the mark is taken by Wells. Wells on the half-forward flank, coming onto his left foot and delivering in the ball in towards Mackay. They're trying to create him. It's knocked to the ground over towards Picken. Picken has it knocked away by McClure, and the pack foreman, the umpire, will bounce as he got a free kick. He found a free kick. It's a free kick there at the centre half-back spot for Carlton.
And Picken will take that. He hand passed the ball out toward McCormick. McCormick, it was young Aitken, will kick the ball long for Collingwood, down trying to find Barham. And Ricky Barham has the ball punched away from him by Phil Malin, and it's gone out of bounds to be thrown in. Almost on centre wing on the member stand side of the ground. We've gone 29 minutes into the first quarter. Collingwood are in front by 2 solitary points, 2-6 to 2-4. Ball thrashed away. Coming out now toward Davis. Will try and kick it off the ground. Doesn't do so. Good strong bump there by McConville. He's got it to the Collingwood players back there. And Ray Shaw will take the free kick. Rene King and Mike Fitzpatrick having a little bit of a 15-metre penalty against Fitzpatrick for not throwing the ball up correctly. So back comes Wells, and the siren sounds. I don't think there'll be any result of that. They won't let the ball still bounce in, but it won't make the goal. Howe should have known better than that, because that kick was legitimate, and had it continued to bounce, it was almost impossible to do so, but it could have scored some minor score. 29 minutes that quarter went, and at quarter time, Collingwood, who had most of the forward play, didn't make the most of their opportunities. They kicked 2 goals 6 for a total of 18, but they lead Carlton, who are 2 goals 4, 16, and the goal kickers for Collingwood, Williams and Barham, and for Carlton, the 2 kickers there are McClure and Mackay. This is 3AW Football.
Now 3AW's Match of the Day, 12:78, 3AW, talking football.
Ashman back on the field. Umpire Robinson moving in to bounce the ball. Start of second quarter for 1981 grand final. Collingwood are 2 points in front. 2 goals 6 to 2 goals 4, and Fitzpatrick has stumped the ball. He stumped it so far it's down the forward pocket before Collingwood's Ian Cooper picks it up. Hand pass it over toward Toomey. Under pressure from Pizzusto. And his hand pass has gone straight out of bounds. Straight out of bounds now, and waiting for the ball to be thrown in on that half forward flank for Carlton. Kicking to the big scoreboard end, and that is the scoring end. This time up will go Atkin. Atkin for Collingwood went up for the punch out. That was picked up by Marcoux again. He kicks towards centre half forward. In goes Picken trying to fox for a free kick. Didn't get away with it that time from Mike Dye, who saw him plunge forward and said, no, give it here and I'll bounce it. So Picken picks himself up, goes across to Mind McClure. Up will go Aiken. Aiken didn't get the tap out. Actually, Byrne got that tap out for Collingwood, and it came out toward Taylor. Collingwood should have taken it under control. Round the neck to Marcoux, and Marcoux of Carlton will take this free kick. So this is his 8th kick for the day. He had 6 up to the quarter time, coming on the 23-minute mark, and he's had 2 in this quarter already, so he's really burning. And from this set shot, he'll go close to putting this through. Harms leading up, but Cooper watching him closely. Cooper got the job of handling Harms. Won't quite make the distance. Mackay is going to try and take the mark. It's knocked off hands. Back to Ashman. Ashman, left foot snap. Put it through. Goal. Valuable one, and Carlton are in front for the first time for the day. Although they may have got the first score, they did. They did get the first behind, but that's the first time they've really been in front on the scoreboard and on the 3AW Carlton United scoreboard. Carlton with a score. To put it on, they're wrong there. It's 3 goals for a total of 22. Collingwood are 2-6-18. They'll fix it up in a moment. They've fixed it up now. They've been told that Carlton are 3-4, a total of 22, and Collingwood 2-6-18 as umpire Robinson comes in to bounce the ball in the centre.
Putting it down in the centre at the 2.5-minute marker into the second term. And it was Fitzpatrick knocking it away across towards McClure, but King came in, and King's got a free kick for being pushed in the back. Kink is in the centre of the ground. Collingwood travelling down towards the front road end in this quarter, and a couple of players, Allen arguing the toss there with Johnson. Allen going downfield, and Johnson, of course, following him. A 15-metre penalty. McConville goes back, and Kink comes up 15 metres to kick it long down to full forward. In front is Moore, and Moore's marked. That was in the classic style. He never looked like missing that mark, did Peter Moore. And he's got the chance to add to Collingwood's 2-6, which is still being shown as 3-6 on the scoreboard.
Incidentally, 2 Carlton players flew against Moore then too, Bill, but he had the front position.
Yes, and no, I didn't notice either one of them try to punch it either. Moore wasn't hampered very much. It was a fine mark, though, and he's directly in front of goal, 20 metres out. Kicked 77 goals one season for Collingwood when he played at full forward, but he missed that one. It's a point only, and that's a bad miss. That's the sort of miss that drains the spirit a little bit. And Peter Moore missing it. Craig Davis now standing in the full forward position, and Moore being forced to chase Howell back upfield. Howell's back at the centre half back spot, getting in towards the centre of the ground, and Doole's going to kick the ball back into play. Howell comes the other way. Doole kicks to the outer side of the ground. 3 or 4 players flying over there. Bazasto hooked it away over towards Hunter, who couldn't control it. Went to Dacos. Dacos hand pass to Ray Shaw, but it's gone over the line out of bounds on Collingwood's half-forward line on the outer side as they attack to the punt road end. The ball spinning back into play, and rain clouds gathering over the Melbourne ground at the moment. It's picked up by Kink. Kink hand pass out there to Atkin, and Atkin gave it back to Dacos. Dacos from the centre wing has kicked it long up towards full forward, and Moore pushed his opponent in the back, and that opponent was Doole, and he'll take the free kick.
Might have been lucky to get that one because the tandem tactics been worked on Moore, and Doole was not going to go for that mark.
Doole coming away now with a score 3-4 to 2-7. Carlton leading on the 3AW Carlton United scoreboard. Doole's kick nearly marked by Ray Shaw, picked up by Johnson, who was under pressure there, and he got rid of it swiftly. It went to Allen, who hand passed to Kink. Kink out of the square is kicked with a left foot up towards his team's half-forward line, knocking it away as Howell up in the direction of Glaskett and Buckley. They plumb it between them. Glaskett goes in, knocks it away eventually over in the direction of Dacos. Malan spun off a tackle and threw the ball away. Threw it away. He's trying to say he punched it. No way in the world did he punch it. He threw it, and the free kick will go to Collingwood and be taken by Taylor. Taylor at centre wing. The kick is touched in transit, but the player went over the mark. That player was Johnson. It's a 15-metre penalty. If he doesn't get back there, it'll be 30. Now he's coming back with the umpire Robinson standing the mark. It's back with Taylor of Collingwood to kick from the centre, or from the centre half-forward spot is near enough, and he's kicked it long. He's driven it deep into attack. It'll land in the region of the square. Moore's marked it. Moore's marked it again in opposition to 2 Carlton players. He leaned back on them and then pushed himself forward, thrust forward to take the mark, and he's a headache. He's a headache to the defence if they keep on playing him like that, that's for sure. But Moore's got the mark, and Collingwood on 2-7 are set to regain the lead. He's plumb in front of goal, 15 metres out, and he hooked it a little bit, but he's put it through, and Ray Shaw runs up to congratulate him, and Collingwood hit the front with coming onto the ground as Sheldon and coming off as Buckley. Collingwood have gone on to 3-7. They lead Carlton 3-4 on the 3AW Carlton United scoreboard.
Right up to Mick Irwin. Well,
great mark from Peter Moore. Sorry, Harry. Great mark from Peter Moore, and 2 marks in the last probably 10 minutes and creating a lot of pressure down there. Unfortunately, Peter's kicking could be a worry. His first one should have been a goal. that one just snuck in. But if he can continue to take that, Collingwood can take this game right away.
Right ball back in the centre. Umpire Robinson about to bounce. Fitzpatrick winning all the knockouts there up against the young kid, young Aitken. It's a perfect bounce and they fly for it. And this time Aitken got it and he thumped it out right up toward the half-forward line. But Dool comes away from Carlton. He kicks long, Burns in front. Ashman setting himself for the mark, can't take it. It comes to Mackay, got it across to Johnston. Johnson of Carlton with a left foot kick. Harms is setting himself, it'll be through. Touch through, or is it out of bounds? Touched out of bounds, over the line to be thrown in. Right beside the Carlton goal. Right on the behind post, this ball will be thrown in. Showing the Carlton scoreboard, 3-4-22. Trailing Collingwood now 3-7-25. Ball high in the air. Up will go Aitken again. Tried to tap it out. It was done the second time by Mackay. Came to Cooper. Cooper grabbed, play on call the umpire. Tackled nicely then by Harms, and the ball chipped over the line, virtually from the hands of Cooper for yet another throw in. And so it goes high in the air. Plenty of dedication here today and determination. Players over the top of it at the moment. Umpire Dye doesn't let them mess around too much. He blows the whistle quickly. Decides upon the bounce and is going to bounce it 20 metres out from the Carlton goal. They need to convert and convert quickly. Allen's minding Johnson, a dangerous player. Up went Mackay, couldn't take it out. This time Shaw, still too slow to get rid of that ball. Kicks into the player in front of him. Going in there now and getting a lucky free kick is Toomey. Gets it round the neck. Wasn't grabbed there, but got the free kick around the neck. And it goes over now from a hand pass by Toomey to his teammate in Allen. Allen's kicked it wide and long, and it's almost out of bounds in the full. It is. That carried a long way, that kick. And that's going to be a free to the Carlton side, and that'll be Bazusto. Bazusto, I think it might be Perovic.
Perovic.
Yes, it is Perovic. Perovic from the centre wing on the outer side of the ground. He kicks it long, down to where it's off hands, picked up by Johnston, always dangerous. He's kicked it across deeper into the pocket, and Harms for Carlton takes the mark. Now, Harms is on a pretty acute angle here. You can't get it any worse because he's right on the boundary line. Right on the boundary line to take this kick. Harms could put Carlton back in front if he can dob it. It's gone across the face of goal. It's out of bounds in the full, and a free kick will come up to Collingwood here, and this one will be taken by McCormick. And David Mackay standing the mark and being told to make certain that he doesn't have to move up there. Normally, they can be brought back 5 metres. It wasn't necessary there. He has obligingly come back to give McCormick room to kick the ball out, and it's going up toward Carlton, and McConville has taken the mark.
On the half-forward line, on the member side of the ground, McConville, a prominent player in this to this stage of the game, 8.5 minutes into the second quarter. McConville now, Carlton still haven't been able to break from Collingwood, or neither one for that matter. It's up into the goal square, it's knocked away, a chance here for McCormick to get it away, and he funneled the ball over his shoulder and popped it through for a hand pass from behind, so it goes down as rust. And it adds a point to the tally of Carlton to take them on the 3W Carlton United scoreboard to 3-5-23, but they trail Collingwood 3-7-25. McCormick about to put the ball back into play as we approach the 9-minute mark of the term, and McCormick has kicked directly down the ground, slightly favouring the outer side if anything. Sheldon dropped the easiest of marks. It's picked up by Dacos. Dacos hand passes to Pickett. He's driven long up towards centre half forward. Moore came out and bounced like a pea off a drum off his chest. Down to the ground again, and Carlton coming out with Sheldon getting control of the ball. Sheldon hand passes wildly, intercepted by Barham, who tapped it to Stewart, who gave it to Tony Shaw, who gave it to Dacos. All good handball. Dacos has hooked it back. It's a goal. It's a great goal for Collingwood. That is the play of the day, and it started when Peter Moore missed the easiest of marks. Dacos has kicked a great goal, and Collingwood have hit the front on 4-7. Well, they were in front, but they've increased their lead to 4-7. 31 over Carlton, 3-5-23, and that came up at the 9-minute mark in the second term.
Right, Tommy Lave, a comment from you.
Well, that was a great piece of play, Harry, and Dacos is easily the most dangerous player on the ground, shooting with the right or left foot.
That was a left foot kick by that player. The ball back down with umpire Dye, bounced it. Up will go Fitzpatrick. He got the tap out all right, but Sheldon can't get the ball away. And Kinkers thumped it right up toward the centre half forward position. Up went Hunter over the top of the players. It's coming out toward Ricky Barham. Hasn't got his confidence today and let the ball slip again. This was picked up by Sheldon. It went over now toward Ashman. Ashman's chipped it nicely to Wells. Carlton got the loose man running nicely for them, and Markoo's on his own. Markoo will take the mark. And McCormick's got a standard. He's going to go for a hand pass to Malin. Close to the boundary line. Oh, he's kept it in play. Very nicely. Play on call the umpire. And it's going to be a Carlton mark. They're up against each other. Sheldon and Fitzpatrick. That's twice that's happened today. And Fitzpatrick flying there, but with Sheldon. I don't think Fitzpatrick would have taken the mark, to be truthful. But bad play by Carlton. They should be calling. Sheldon got the mark at centre half forward and should be able to kick the distance. 10.5 minutes gone. Second quarter. Moving in. Might be going through. I think it has. A goal to Carlton and Sheldon. After 10.5 minutes of play, almost 11 minutes gone. Now Carlton go to 4-5. They're only 2 points trailing on Collingwood. It's 4-7. Carlton 4-5-29. Collingwood 4-7-31. Now to Greg Brown.
Well, we'll look at that on the TV tonight. We'll see Malin standing motionless with one hand on the ball inside the boundary, the rest of his body outside before he played on. Had a look at the boundary umpire to check whether he was still in play and then popped it over. It was a lucky one for Carlton because Fitzpatrick nearly upset the mark that finally finished up in that great goal Carlton very necessarily needed.
Right, good play by Malin. A ball lost. The crowd decided to keep that one and souvenir that one. So there's $30 gone as the police go up to try and find it. And the ball, the new one, back with umpire Robinson.
11.5 minutes into the second term of the 1981 Grand Final, and Robinson puts it down and does it pretty well again. It's Fitzpatrick approaching it and thumping it away out of the centre. Picked up very quickly by McConville, who put it onto the left foot to kick it into the forward pocket on the outer side of the ground, coming down towards the railway end or scoreboard end, and Bazusto saw the ball over the line with Toomey. It's between the half-forward flank and the forward pocket for Carlton, attacking around the outer flank and coming up towards the scoreboard end. That scoreboard, the KW Carlton United scoreboard, shows Collingwood 4-7 and Carlton 4-5. The boundary umpire whipping it back into play. Atkin and Fitzpatrick, it went down towards Ashman. He couldn't control it. Neither could Ray Shaw or brother Tony. It's worked its way out towards the centre wing position. Knocked away by several players. McConville gave it across to Wells. Scooped it across, and Wells hand passes to Malin at centre half forward. He's broken the tackle. He runs into an open goal, and he's kicked the point. Into an open goal, Malin. He had time to steady. And they're obviously not talking to each other, a lot of the Carlton players, because he was all clear, but the kick was offline. For 1 point, there's only a point of difference in the scores as McCormick comes back into play and kicks it long down towards the centre of the ground, and standing in front of Perovic there was Stewart to take the mark. Collingwood are doing the better of the two teams, even though there's only a point of difference, and Collingwood's kick per medium of Stewart is long up towards the centre half forward spot. Dool knocked it away, Hunter knocked it further away from Dacos, but that dangerous player has got his body in front. He's knocked it to the ground. The hand pass will come out to Irwin. Irwin has kicked it into towards the forward pocket, and Dool sees the ball go over the line on the pull and will take the free kick. Dool in the back pocket for Carlton at the outer side of the ground, and at the punt road end the scoreboard shows Collingwood 4-7 to Carlton 4-6 as we approach the 13-minute mark into the second term in this low-scoring game. Dool's kick has gone 50 metres upfield over towards Fitzpatrick. It's knocked away from him, but he picked it up quickly, popped it onto his left foot, kicking it towards centre wing position. Johnson is down there to take it under control with good football. Hand passes to Sheldon. Sheldon across to Perovic. Perovic's kick long over towards the lead up by Marcoux. Marcoux has it knocked away by Byrne. Down to Malin rowing the pack. Malin picks it up and drops it onto the boot in towards the centre of the ground and coming forward to take the mark as well. Wells is on the line on the better side of the centre circle. That is towards his own attacking territory, which is situated at the railway or scoreboard end. Wells has got the lead up from Mackay. Mackay props, but he can't take the mark. It's gathered in by McCoo, who's looking for a free kick before he got the ball. Picked up by Bazusto, who shoots a hand pass to Sheldon. Sheldon onto the left foot, kicks it high towards the square. McClure in front, it's knocked to the ground. Malin had the chance. Kink ran through him, picks up by very quickly there by Atkin. Atkin across to Williams, to Taylor. Taylor's kicked it around the outer side of the ground. Glasgow in front of his opponent, Irwin, has seen the ball go over the line and out of bounds. It's Collingwood 4-7, Carlton 4-6, 14 minutes into the second term.
Well, Glasgow got a free kick from the back there, and that kick is not good. Aitken's in front of Mackay, and Aitken has taken the free kick, taken the mark. He's actually taken it right on his chest. Maybe off the ball at the moment as we see the ball go over toward Irwin. Irwin can't get into the game very much at all today. The ball comes down the ground. There's a chance for Collingwood, bundled very easily out of position there. And a free kick, however, comes up to Davis. And Collingwood not getting any drive on that side. Now coming off here is
Allen
for Collingwood. Coming off, he seems to have got one in the stomach or in the face, it might be.
The jaw.
As we wait and see what happens there, the ball comes back where the mark has been taken by Collingwood. As we watch Allen coming off, he doesn't look well at all. And Davis has got this mark as we see young Lovell coming on to replace Allen. So the kick goes down toward Rene King. Punched away from that player by Dool and punched perfectly. It's gone up toward Ashman. Ashman's after the ball, can't pick it up. In goes Toomey again. And he's got the too high attack on Ashman. That's quite right. Ashman chips it across very nicely over to Wells. Wells will kick long now. He'll try and find a teammate down there. No one's home. Aitken is for Collingwood. Takes the mark and immediately plays on. Kicks it out wide. It's going to be Bruce Dool and also Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick takes the mark easily. And Fitzpatrick wants to go on with the Collingwood opponent there in Davis. Davis arriving on the scene a little late. Thought it might have been a 15-metre penalty. Wasn't given. Fitzpatrick, now it's going to be a 15-metre penalty. I think Robbie must have forgotten the first one because Fitzpatrick did go to play on there. And Allen has been taken into the dressing rooms for treatment. This might be bad for Collingwood. However, they're waiting for the ball to come back. We take a quick comment now from you, Mick.
Yes, well, that big blow to Collingwood there, losing a player so early in the game. I doubt if he'd come back. It looked like a broken jaw.
Okay, up the ball goes towards Mackay. Mackay can't take the mark. He's been held too long, I'd say, and he should have punched it. Well, they said he did punch it, umpire Dye, and so he's going to bounce the ball about 25 metres out from the Carlton goal. They're really attacking well now, but Atkin gets the ball away. It's well read by Johnston. Johnston of Carlton sees the ball bounce, and it's bounced back at a great angle. Well, it bounced in front of the behind line. Moore coming into the ruck, incidentally. Peter Moore at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter coming into the ruck, and that might be a significant move here. Aitken did thrash the ball away down there before, but unfortunately was taken by Johnston, and that kick bounced about, I suppose, 2 metres away from the goalpost and went at right angles and went straight back for a lucky goal by Carlton. But they're attacking, and after 17 minutes of play, they're in front. 5 goals 6, 36 on 3AW Carlton United scoreboard to Collingwood, 4 goals 7, 31.
Well, it's quite obvious we're heading up towards an important third quarter. There's no doubt about that. It's 17 minutes into the second quarter as the ball is put down, and Fitzpatrick and Moore, and Fitzpatrick murders it in the ruck. Knocked it away up to Toomey. Toomey back. Knocked away by Harms over towards Kink. Kink can't control it. McConville got a hand pass out. It's Carlton flowing downfield. Picken ducked into the tackle, and he got it. He got the free kick. He put his head in there to be glad. And Picken's got the free kick at centre-half back for Collingwood. He's kicked it across to the outer side of the ground. They're looming up there. It's knocked down towards Irwin, knocked down by Stewart. Irwin's got it under control at centre wing, but his kick is going to be marked in defence by Perovic. Perovic on the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground, and he's coming up towards the centre-half-back spot to kick it in towards the centre of the ground. McClure leads Picken downfield, and Picken gets himself in for another free kick. He's the master of the art, there's no doubt about that, at getting free kicks, and he's got another one in the centre of the ground. Picken from the centre of the ground has driven it forward. He's had 4 free kicks. It's up towards the centre half-back spot. The Carlton defence combined to get it down towards English, but he overran the ball. Fitzpatrick playing well, has thumped it out to Sheldon. Sheldon onto the right foot, kicking the centre wing position on the member side of the ground, and Harms is untroubled to mark. The Carlton medium-sized players are flowing now, and Harms has kicked over towards the half-forward line. Coming at the back was Mackay, who can't get into the act, and Picken's ducked in again. Play on is the call. The hand pass goes to Moore, to Barham with the handball. Barham spurts away at centre wing and kicks up towards the centre half-forward spot, and a good mark taken up there by Perovic. Not allowed. Play on's the call. It's gone to Stewart, and he's kicked to the open goal, and it's a goal. Well, I'd like to know what happened to Perovic. Never got that mark. It was murder. But Collingwood have got the lead back on 5 goals 7. They lead Carlton 5-6, 19 minutes into the term.
Well, there again, it looked as though it was a Perovic mark, but he was marking against his own teammates again, Bill, you might have noticed. And they're continually flying together, those Carlton players, Greg.
Far too many of the big fellas on the back line, Harry, and it's so often the case where you get that happening. There's nobody on the ground to pick up the crumbs, and even though he's a big fellow, he picked up the crumbs and took full advantage of it, Stewart.
Right, the ball bounced in the centre, and up goes Moore against Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick might have got a slide tap, and this time it was Tony Shaw straight to an opposition player, and they're not making it easy for each other. The kicking is not good. Glasgow took that mark for Carlton. He's kicking down long. Johnson's up in front, taps it out to Malin. Malin's got it all over Barham. All over him. Barham is not chasing. Barham's down in confidence, and Malin made another big mistake there by putting it through for another open goal and for a disappointing point. And he's nowhere near him, Ricky Barham. Today, Ricky Barham was hesitant in that first quarter, and he seems to be down in confidence as the ball comes down with 2 Carlton players flying against each other again. This time it was McConville and Fitzpatrick. The kick up by Collingwood's Byrne, and a great mark that's been taken by Davis. Davis is going to try and find Rene King. He's in between players, can't take the mark. Ball bouncing toward Dacos. He's after it, almost on the boundary line. He's trying to fox for a free. Didn't get it, and the ball's gone out of bounds deep in the Collingwood forward pocket area on the outer side of the ground. This is down at the punt road end. If you position yourself and your minds where the ball is now, about 25 metres away from the Collingwood goal. Was a good effort again then by Fitzpatrick, but a lovely smother by Mark Williams. And the ball is going to be a free kick to Carlton, because The player on the bottom of that pack was Ray Shaw and didn't try to punch the ball out. So Marcoux takes it for Carlton and drives over where this time it'll be a mark to Perovic, and that's Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick in front will take the mark. He immediately plays on. It's a wobbly punt kick, and up goes Ricky Barham. Now that's the mark he may want. It was a one-hander, and he may need that one badly just to give himself a little bit of confidence. He kicks long with a torpedo punt kick right up towards centre half forward. Massing themselves to the mark. Nobody can take it. Comes to ground. In will go this time Irwin. Irwin over the top of his opponent. Ball underneath them both. Umpire Robinson calls for it, and it's a bounce at centre half forward for Collingwood. And there's 21 minutes gone, and Collingwood need to convert.
Bounce on the centre half forward spot for Collingwood, and Stewart in there doing the ruckers. Knocked it down to Tony Shaw. He got it out to King with a hand pass, and King hooks it back towards goal, but it's offline and out of bounds, and the free kick will go to the English of Carlton. English in the back pocket on the outer side, and defending up at the punt road end. The scoreboard shows that each team has kicked 5 goals, 7-37, and we've come to the 22-minute mark into the second quarter of the 1981 Grand Final. English's kick has travelled about 40 metres upfield, and Hunter's in the front of the pack there to take the mark. He's broken away and taken one bounce. Collingwood player down behind player. I don't know what happened to him. Carlton player walks away from him. It's up towards the centre wing position, and breaking away is Irwin. Irwin gets a hand pass to King. Great tackle by Glasgow, but he can't stop King. The hand pass went out, and picking it up as Malin. The hand pass out over in the direction of Perovic and Wells has got the game to himself. He's got on the half-back flank, and he kicks to a lead by Bazzasso up towards the centre wing position, but Toomey's too good for the Carlton champion. Toomey's got under control, punches it away, desperate, and Toomey did it well to take it away. Wells hit Toomey on the way through. Hand pass finds Kink, and Collingwood are playing it well. Kink's long kick is up towards the centre half forward spot, full forward spot, and young Howe comes across to take the mark. He hand passes to Fitzpatrick. They've got it moving now, and Fitzpatrick from the half-back line kicks into the centre of the ground where the mark is taken by Taylor of Collingwood. It's 5 goals, 7 apiece, 23.5 minutes into the term as Taylor kicks long up towards the centre half forward spot, knocked away from the pack, picked up there by Malin. Malin hand passes out mainly to Marcoux. Marcoux got it away to English. English is kicked down towards the half forward line, and this time Johnson's taken the mark on the half forward flank. Johnson on the half-forward flank, member side of the ground, travelling down towards the railway or scoreboard end, and Johnson about to take the kick.
That was Dacos behind play down for Collingwood. He's up on his feet now, but looks pretty ginger.
Johnson takes the kick, it's dropping short, and the mark's going to be taken by Collingwood McCormick. Carlton not kicking well, not kicking long. That wasn't a Johnson-like kick, really. He's better than that, but it's dropped short, and the mark is taken by McCormick. In the back pocket, he still brings it around the member side of the ground, defending at the railway or scoreboard end. Knocked away from the pack. Malin into Shepherd as Marcoux gets the ball under control. His kick is dropping short, and it's bouncing over the line out of bounds. Still in the forward pocket for Carlton on the member side, travelling up towards the scoreboard end. It's 5 goals, 7 apiece, 24 minutes into the term, and the boundary umpire about to hurl it back into play.
Well, Moore's up against Mackay, and it was the little Toomey that actually came up and got the tap out. It's come to ground, and Collingwood will take it away through Taylor. Taylor goes for a hand pass, finds Tony Shaw. Takes a heck of a long time to get a kick, that fellow. As the ball goes down toward Big Stewart, it's knocked away from him. It's a big chance now for Rene King. He taps it out toward Irwin. Irwin breaks the tackle. Will kick long. No one home, of course, as English will come up and take the mark, and immediately, I thought he would play on. However, he took 2 grabs at that mark. Now he sees the lead up from Fitzpatrick. He's on his own, and he takes it, immediately plays on. Hand passes to Marcoux. Carlton are doing well now. Marcoux has kicked this ball long. A chance for McCormick to almost take a one-hander, but it goes off his fingertips and through for 1 point. Marcoux, a point for Carlton, puts them in front by that solitary margin after 24.5 minutes of play. And we find Carlton 5-8-38 to Collingwood 5-7-37 on Pre-W Carlton United scoreboard. A kick in, this time by McCormick at Collingwood. Nobody can take the mark. Again, it's Fitzpatrick, always doing something, tapping the ball out, but this time Picken will get there first. Picken hand passes toward the boundary line. It may favour Irwin. It does. He's not fast enough. Picked up very quickly by Glasgow, and his kick is not good, and it'll be marked again by Marcoux. Marcoux plays on to English, and Carlton are on the run. They're running well, and they're free running at the moment as Mike Dye gets in the way, but the mark has been taken by Taylor of Collingwood. He bursts forward. Dool to almost take the mark. Picked up first, gathers it in beautifully. Perovic on his own in the centre of the ground. Eludes a tackle by Taylor, and Carlton away with a left foot kick from Perovic.
Up towards the half-forward line, travelling on the outer side of the ground. Johnson was high, but he dropped the mark. It's down to Fitzpatrick, who's doing it all for Carlton. He's knocked it away. It's picked up by Peter Moore, but Moore was too slow and taken away by Sheldon on the half-forward flank, hooking it back in towards the full-forward spot, but Barham's dropped in there to take a mark in defence for Collingwood. Barham didn't know where to go, and he hand passed to McCormack. McCormack comes from the full-back spot to kick it out towards the centre wing position. There's going to be a mark over there. Play on as the call. Williams trying to pick it up. Eventually he does. Breaks clear onto the left foot. Kicks in towards the centre of the ground. But Dool knocks it away once again. A chance here for Ashman. Ashman hand passes back to Dool. Centre wing position, member side. Dool's hooked it back over towards the lead by Bazzasto. And a great pass into the open territory by Dool. Able Bazzasto to come in and take the mark. He's kicked it, dropped short again. And they're not playing well on the forward line, Carlton. They're without hope there, as Mackay hasn't done much at all. It's McCormack with the mark, and from the back pocket, he's kicked it up to the centre wing position, still coming around the member side of the ground. Knocked away, giving Ashman the opportunity. He rakes a left foot kick up towards the centre half forward spot. McClure in front, knocked away by Peter Moore, thumping in defence. Taylor went through the gateway beautifully there, and he's got it under control. Great football by Williams of Collingwood. Williams has kicked over to centre wing position, knocked further afield by Stewart. It's two-out duel here with Perovic and Ray Shaw. Knocked away from him, picked up by English, nearly holding the ball but not quite. And English breaks away to kick with the left foot up to the centre wing position, and Harms takes the mark. Harms at centre wing position on the outer side of the ground, and Carlton coming into attack up towards their half-forward line. Two men on duel there. Mackay come in to knock it away on McClure. McClure's had it knocked away from him. Picken goes into the pack. Play on as a call. They stopped or walk. Play on it, still play on it. Went out to Tony Shaw and Bazzasto. And Tony Shaw got the free kick with a push in the back.
And Tony Shaw immediately plays on a hand pass over to Toomey. Toomey kicks, and it's not a good kick again. It goes towards Malin. Here's a chance now for Davis. Davis eludes two tackles. Back onto the right boot now, trying to kick long. Nobody home there for Collingwood. And up goes English and takes another great mark. English of Carlton. It's a battle of the defences today in the 1981 Grand Final. And Carlton run loose. This time Wells. Wells takes the short pass, then kicks long out towards the half-back flank. But what a shocking pass that was. Meant for somebody, I don't know who. And Cooper, standing back on his own, takes the easiest mark of the day. Well, we can see with that long hand pass, it goes to Tony Shaw, back to Peter Moore. He's struggling. And Peter Moore now goes for a hand pass. He will find, this time, little Williams. And Williams has kicked the ball long, and no one home for Collingwood. They're outmarked down there, and Chuka Howell's son takes the mark and does it well. Howell of Carlton, hand passing out. It goes to Hunter. Hunter out wide. Irwin finding it very difficult to get into the game for Collingwood on that centre wing position against Glascott. Glascott in front, manages to tap it over across the line, and the ball to be thrown in. 27 and a half minutes gone, almost coming up to the siren.
Centre wing position was knocked down by Peter Moore, who's holding that leg badly, but it's picked up very quickly by Tony Shaw, who spears it in towards the full forward slot or area, forward pocket area. Still knocking it away from Ray Shaw, and it's gone over the line out of bounds once again. Carlton a 5-8 to Collingwood 5-7 on the 3AW. Carlton United scoreboard, and the ball out of bounds between the forward pocket and half-forward flank for Carlton on the outer side, and attacking to the punt road end. The ball coming back into play and knocked away there. A chance for several players, but it's gone over the line yet once again, over the line out of bounds, and still in that position between the forward pocket and the half-forward flank, but working out more towards Collingwood's half-forward line. The boundary umpire has it under control. 28 minutes into the second quarter. He hurls it back into play. At the back was Stewart, and I fancy he got the tap down to Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw across to Williams, who's turned quickly, but his kick is atrocious, and it's going over the line out of bounds to be a free kick to go to Carlton and be taken by English. 5 goals 8 to 5 goals 7, with Carlton leading and well into the time-on period of the second quarter.
Now English kicks for Carlton, right down toward the centre, trying to find McConville. Didn't find that player, but it's tapped out nicely by him to McClure. McClure kicks long and wide, but it should have been a mark to Byrne. He missed it, and he's run almost out of bounds. The play's allowed to go on. Siren sounds, 1 point the difference. 1 point the difference at half-time. Battle of defences. A lot of mistakes made by players of both teams. Kicking very ordinary, and certainly not a high-standard grand final for the 1981 teams between Carlton and Collingwood. Carlton in front, however, by a point. They've got 5 goals 8, a total of 38 points on the 3AW Carlton United scoreboard, leading by 1 solitary point over Collingwood's 5 goals 7-37.
Now 3AW's match of the day, 12:78. 3AW talking football.
And it's about to get underway for the start of the third quarter. For the 1981 Grand Final, 3AW on relays to 5B and 3BA and the Macquarie Network stations in Perth, as we see Fitzpatrick hump the ball away right up toward the half-forward line. The ball's very slippery, and so too is the ground. And umpire Robinson is called upon to blow the whistle and come in and bounce the ball. There'll be plenty of players around the ball at the present time, as we see Carlton leading 5-8-38 to 5-7-37, and taking it out this time is Dacos. Dacos, we'll have to watch to see if he's running freely as it goes over towards Kink. Kink in turn hand pass the ball to Williams. Williams has the ball moving forward. Chance for Ray Shaw. Shaw almost got one in the back, fell over at the same time. It comes down toward Carlton now. It's a chance for Marcoux. Did it well. Hooked it out toward Perovic. That was a great tackle. Ray Shaw can line him up. Won't quite make the distance. Up they go. Moore will recover first. Can he pick it up? Free kick against him. And the free kick goes to Carlton, and this time it goes to Howell. So no change in the score after the first minute of play into the third and vital quarter, with Howell kicking out to the defensive side on the outer side of the ground. Carlton 5-8, Collingwood 5-7.
Well, the conditions not dissimilar to the 1979 grand final when these two teams met. It's out on the outer side of the ground now. Malin battling hard there, but can't get it under. Malin up with a free kick on the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Coming in to take his kick now, and he's got the ball across towards the centre of the ground. High was McClure, knocked away from him. Marcoux came in and knocked it ahead of him. Out there to the half-forward flank for Johnson. Johnson can't control the ball, can't get the act working, but it's gone to the ground with the rain coming down steadily. Carlton get it out to Johnson eventually. A great tackle on him by Cooper. Down to the ground it goes again to be picked up by Atkin. He's kicked it long up towards the centre wing position on the member side of the ground, and Harms comes in to take the mark for Carlton. On centre wing position, member side of the ground. This is a rugged affair, this. And Harms has kicked it long over beyond centre half forward. McClure and Mackay were up there. McCormick spoiled them. Down to the ground to Johnson again. Got a great tackle on him once more. Atkin gets a hand pass out. There's a chance for Collingwood to get out of trouble here. Knocked to the ground to be picked up very quickly by Taylor. Taylor a hand pass across very quickly to Williams. Williams on the half-back flank kicks Collingwood further afield up towards the centre wing position, and King marks.
And Rene King's got it now, almost the centre half forward. He doesn't waste any time. He's playing on quickly. Out in front goes Davis, knocked away from that player, but it's coming toward Irwin. Irwin, can he break the tackle? He's very slow these days. He'd go for a right foot kick, and it's not good. It comes toward Howell. Howell doesn't take the ball on cleanly. Moore's battling hard for Collingwood. Then comes Howell again, following up nicely. Howell takes it away for the Carlton side. The hand pass is not good. It's gone to Tony Shaw of Collingwood. He hand passed in turn toward Taylor. Taylor kicks the ball long. Up there is Shaw. Ball out the back. There's a chance for Rene King. Couldn't quite grab the ball before it went over the behind line. And another behind to Collingwood, and the scores are level. 5-8 apiece on 3W Barron's table scoreboard. 5 goals, 8-38 Carlton, and the same score to Collingwood, with Dool kicking back into play.
Over to the outer side of the ground, up towards his team's half-back line, knocked off the hands of Fitzpatrick. He's hit it down again to Marcoux. Marcoux overruns the ball. He's trying to ferret it out and can't. Picked up very quickly by Williams of Collingwood. Got the ball out quickly to Irwin. Irwin's kicked it back towards the goal front, but Dool has come in to take the mark in defence for Carlton. 5 goals, 8 each on the 3W Barron's table scoreboard, and Dool has kicked down towards centre field. Coming in for the mark there is McClure. Knocked away from him. Picked up by Marcoux, roving the pack very well. Marcoux has kicked to the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground, but there's another mark to Collingwood, and it'll be Williams coming up for the mark. He's taken it under control. Tony Shaw is at Williams. Williams hand passes very quickly back into the centre, across to Lovell. Lovell now in the centre of the ground, gets the boot to the ball very quickly, over towards the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground, with a push in the back to Perovic, and the big player will take the free kick on the half-back flank, or tending to get in towards the centre half-back spot. It's a desperate struggle in the third quarter, and 3.5 minutes have gone in the quarter as Perovic kicks it long through the centre of the ground, up towards centre half forward, but Pickens too much from McClure, and the Collingwood defender takes yet another mark.
Well, Billy Picken at almost in the centre of the ground will go and try and kick the ball long. It's a torpedo punt, and Perovic sitting nicely to take the mark, and he was two strong men for Craig Stewart of Collingwood, and Perovic setting back took the mark. Now here's Ray Shaw trying to upset Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick says don't be so silly, as Hunter comes in and takes the mark. Mike Dye watching play closely. Tony Shaw standing to mark for Collingwood. Hunter of Carlton kicks the ball long. It's all Collingwood there at the back as Williams. Williams will take it under control. Keeps the ball in play but kicks it high. That's not favouring Collingwood as people come past us. In the broadcasting position, here is Hunter on the boundary line to take this kick. It's off hand, back toward Billy Picken. He stood his ground that time, did it well. Picken's trying to get the ball out from underneath a pack of players. Umpire Robinson calls for the bounce, and it's on almost the half-forward flank for Carlton. They're kicking down to the punt road end, and this is on the member stand side of the ground. Ball thrown up to umpire Robinson. After 4.5 minutes of play, Carlton and Collingwood locked together on 5 goals, 8:38. 3AW Barron's table scoreboard.
At the bounce, it's on the half-forward line with Mackay knocking it away. The half-forward line for Carlton it is, and Mackay's knocked it over the line out of bounds. Carlton have been in attack for the major part of the quarter as we creep up to the 5-minute mark into the third term. It's 5 goals, 8 apiece with the boundary umpire getting it back into play. Coming from behind to give it a decent thump away there was Taylor of Collingwood, but the free kick has gone to Atkin, and Atkin takes that free kick on the half-back flank on the member side of the ground. Bring the ball around into play now, and Atkins' kick is long over towards the centre of the ground. Knocking it down was King. King knocks it towards the centre circle. Blaskett put his body in and tapped it out beautifully to Harms. Harms is out of bounce as he goes through the centre, puts it on the greasy surface twice, down the long kick downfield, well shepherded by Wells, and it's a great goal. It's a great goal by Harms. He played intelligent football to bounce once, saw it skid a bit, then touched the ball on the ground, and Wells came across to shepherd Dacos off in great fashion, and Carlton hit the front on 6-8 to Collingwood 5-8.
And that was a big goal. Let's get a comment from Greg Brown looking in from the Carlton viewpoint.
Well, Harms has been put onto the half-back flank minding kink in this quarter, but he followed the ball through the centre with one bounce, one touch of the ground, and a glorious driving kick, as only Harms can do. He's one of the most penetrating kicks in the business.
OK, the ball back in the centre now. Umpire Mike Dye moves in on a good bounce. This will favour Collingwood, and it's tapped out and wasn't tapped out well enough. He should have gone for the doctor. However, Aitken will take the free kick. Fitzpatrick riding on the scene a little bit too late. And here we have Fitzpatrick going silly and giving away a 15-metre penalty.
That's a free kick.
And now it goes against Collingwood as Dacos gave away a stupid free kick there, and Fitzpatrick takes it. Well, that's stupid because a 15-metre penalty has been awarded, and Collingwood have been stupid in that. In goes Lovell to try and defend well, and he puts it through. From the kick by Mark McClure through for a point. Now, Tommy Laird was trying to attract my attention.
Yes, Tom? Picken and Mackay were nearly in Hull, Harry, and they were having a wrestling match. I thought that's what the umpire was going back for, and they're still at it.
OK, Mackay's been transferred to centre-half forward, and we see McClure at full forward. Oh, lovely mark by Harms again. His confidence is up now. This is a confident type player. If you can get him moving and moving well, anything is likely to happen for Carlton. And now we see Harms starting to assert quite a deal of influence on the game. There's his kick, and he can kick a ball a long way too. It's wobbling down toward the forward zone. Nobody can take the mark. A chance for Collingwood. Off hands. Picked up there by the Collingwood defence and interfered with after he got rid of the ball down there, Taylor. And we'll find that the ball will go right down a half-forward flank. And a 15-metre penalty against Bruce Dool. And this could put Collingwood straight to it within kicking distance. Now, that was a penalty after he got rid of it. First bad mistake by the Carlton forward player, and now Bruce Dool giving away a 15-metre penalty, and Stewart kicks the ball long, but it's not going to quite make the distance. It might be through for a behind. It is, and Collingwood need goals after 7.5 minutes of the third quarter. Carlton 6-9-45 to Collingwood 5-9-39, and Bruce Dool about to kick the ball into play. A quick comment from Mick Irwin.
Collingwood's general field kicking, particularly to their forwards, is letting them down. They're going to have to improve that if they're going to convert.
Dool up to the line, he kicks to the outer side of the ground. Howell had it knocked away from him. Atkin came in, thumped it away, then to Taylor. Picked up by Williams onto the left foot, kicks it up towards the forward line. Moore had the big grab, but couldn't hold the ball. Down to the ground goes Ray Shaw, and they're ferreting in the pack, and the umpire had to come in and bounce in the forward pocket for Carlton at the scoreboard end, and on the outer side of the ground at 6-9 to 5-9 with Carlton leading on the 3AW Barron's table scoreboard. It's a nip and tuck affair, and neither team can get the break as yet. At the 8-minute mark, the umpire bounces the ball in the forward pocket for Collingwood, knocked away by several players, and eventually it rolls over the line and out of bounds. Still in the forward pocket for Collingwood at the scoreboard end. 6-9 to 5-9. The boundary umpire getting it back into play again. The ruckman do battle there. Howell got it down. It was picked up by Williams of Collingwood. He went through the pack and got it to King. King's quick snap for goal is offline, and the margin is less than a goal now because that was a point, and Collingwood enter double figures in behinds to go on to 5-10-40, trailing Carlton 6-9-45 on the 3AW Barron's table scoreboard. 6-9-45, 5-10-40 is the score, with Carlton leading at this stage.
Give us a comment, please, Tommy Laugh, how you see the game poised.
Well, Carlton are getting into their stride a bit. Harry's had the ball down the forward line. Collingwood appear to be very haphazard in their disposal towards the goal front, and this is letting them down. 5-10 could have kicked them out of business. Carlton, when they get it down, seem to be surer.
All right, the ball not being thrown back again by the crowd, and the time on ticking away, and this game's going to finish very late and very dark, I would say, tonight, as we wait for the umpire to go across and get another football. Rex Hunt, we haven't heard from Rex for a while. How do you see things, Rex? Well, Rex hasn't got the microphone, so we'll wait for the ball to go back down there to be kicked in by Bruce Dool. The Bruce Dool of Carlton kicks the ball in. It's a wobbly kick. Up they will go to try and take the mark. In front was Wells, knocked away from that player, and it's gone out of bounds. As we see one of our former Brownlow medalists, 1961 Johnny James, just passing by the broadcasting box, and maybe a bit worried about the way his side's playing. So it's out of bounds, and up went Stewart, got the tap out very nice. The Collingwood cheer squad are coming in, and it's been dropping the ball, that one. Might have been lucky. Seemed as though it was in the back, but Marku will take the free kick for Carlton. As we see the ball kicked right down towards the centre of the ground, they go for the mark. Nobody can pick it up. Pickens there. Pickens being grabbed when not in possession. He plays on the ball, and Mackay's done it nicely. He's trying to pick it up. He can't do so. The ball's gone loose. Here's a chance for Williams. Williams gone for a hand pass to Shaw. Shaw over toward Barham. Barham's done it again. Barham's looked at Dool instead of the ball. He's missed the run of it. Dool picks it up, and Dool sent it to centre half forward. And up goes the Carlton forward in McConville to take the mark. And Barham's done it twice today, when he was trying to break clear, when he hasn't got the ball, and that was very costly indeed. Cooper has a chance for Collingwood. Coming through very nicely was Irwin. Irwin's kicked the ball long, but it's all Carlton down there. Hunter's taken the mark. In fact, there were three other Carlton players, and Hunter takes this mark as well.
Time and 10 minutes into the quarter as Hunter from centre half back has kicked it towards centre half forward. They match there. Mackay can't do a thing right, but he's knocked this one away. Might have been a free kick to Wells. The umpire thought so, and the former Melbourne player gets up with a free kick at centre half forward for Carlton, kicking down to the punt road end. Their score is 6-9 to 5-10. That's 45 to 40. The rain still with us at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Wells has kicked long, but it's going offline over in the region of the behind post. It's knocked away there and going to go through for one behind only. So that takes Carlton on to 6 goals, 10-46. A clear goal lead over Collingwood, 5-10-40, 10.5 minutes into the third quarter of the grand final.
All right, we're waiting for Collingwood full-back of the McCormick down there, doing up his boot. He's got the ball now, so we'll wait. We'll stay with him as he kicks the ball back into play. Comes the member stand side. Mackay's over there, so that'll be danger. Again, it was almost a free kick against Barham. Barham's in there now, trying to battle hard for the ball. He's got it. He's going to tap it out to his own teammate. There it goes back. It's a tunnel ball, really, and it'll have to be a bounce eventually. Well, Barham showed plenty of desperation there to throw his body out, gather the ball in, and hook it out toward Toomey. Toomey had to do the same thing because the slippery ground caused them both to slip, and the rain is still coming down on the grand final for 1981. As up will go Aitken. Aitken got the tap out, but it went straight to Bruce Dool. Dool proving a headache for Collingwood as it comes out toward Johnston. Johnston grabs player and calls the umpire. Be a ball up. Ball up coming here. He attempted to kick the ball, Johnston. The Collingwood players are saying, what about it? But no, he attempted to kick the ball, Johnston. And that was a correct decision by umpire Mike Dye. And he's on the half-forward flank for Carlton, and they're doing most of the attacking. 12.5 minutes already gone. There's not a good bounce as Mackay thrashes it away. This will be danger. Goes out to Wells. Wells puts it on the right foot. It's going close to the big stick. I think it'll be touched through. It was touched through for a behind. Right on the goal line. And that was very close indeed for Collingwood there. As Wells for Carlton very nearly put it through. So that extra behind puts Carlton now 6-11-47. They're 7 points in front over Collingwood, 5-10-40.
McCormick kicks to the outer side of the ground. It landed at the feet of Craig Davis. He knocked it away. Down to the ground it goes again. And once again the umpire is forced to bounce the ball. It's not a great game of football, but it's a tough, hard slog, and neither team wilting at all. It's 6-11 to 5-10 with Carlton leading on the 3W Barron's table scoreboard. 12.5 creeping up to 13 minutes into the third quarter, and neither team can get the break. Mackay has knocked it away over in the direction of Wells, who's picked it up. It was going to be a free kick for a tackle too high on a Collingwood player just as Wells was going away with the ball, and that will be Lovell. Lovell with the free kick on the half-back flank, near enough to the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground, and he's kicked it over to the centre wing position, sitting at the back of Dool, knocked down there by Hunter, and the kick has come back in towards the centre, and it's in from Malin, knocked away by Barham. Barham flips it back, but it's going to favour Fitzpatrick, and he's picked it up in open territory on the member side of the ground, onto the left foot to kick it up to the half-forward line. Toomey punching away at the air, knocked to the ground by Ray Byrne, and it's gone over the line and out of bounds. So 14 minutes into the third quarter, it's Carlton 6-11, Collingwood 5-10, and still no decisive break by either team. spinning back into play per medium of the boundary umpire. Knocked to the ground, a chance for Malin. Malin knocked it away from Barham. It's gone over the line, out of bounds yet again. Coming up towards centre wing position on the members' side of the ground. 14 3/4 minutes into the third term of the 1981 grand final. The ball thrown back into play.
Up they go, the ruckman, and no one gets a decisive knock around. This will be a free kick to Williams. Williams grabbed, we're not in possession. The ball kicked away and will give us an opportunity to get another comment. And this time we go to Rex Hunt.
Yes, Collingwood at this stage really pouring the pressure on to Carlton. They can't make a break, and these conditions obviously go to favour Collingwood.
Okay, so here's Williams' kick now. He's kicking right down the centre half forward, trying to find King. He won't take the mark. All Collingwood players up. Bruce still down. Bruce didn't take it with him that time. The ball's been knocked out loose. A chance for Ashman to kick off the ground. He missed it badly. The players are over the top. Ball upcoming from the whistle of umpire Robinson. And he gets the ball and bounces on now. Collingwood's half-forward flank on the member stand side of the ground. They're kicking down to the big cricket scoreboard end. That's down the Jollymont end. Fitzpatrick got it. It went out toward Dacos. Dacos picks it up. It's going to be close to out of bounds on the full. It did. And he might have been a bit stiff there, Dacos, because a Carlton player coming at him with his boot up. And it could have been a free kick going his way. It didn't go that way, however. It went out of bounds on the full from the kick by Dacos. English took the free kick for Carlton. It's knocked off the hands of the pack. It goes out now to Dacos from... Oh, that's nice play by Dacos. Dacos out to Taylor. Taylor lining up into an open goal. He's put it through. Good play started down here by Irwin. Irwin to Dacos. Then Dacos handed it over very nicely to Shaw. Shaw got it out to Taylor. Taylor eluded the tackle and put it through for a goal for Collingwood after 16 minutes of play. So Collingwood back in the game again because it was a 7-point difference. It's not been much all day. It's now only 1 point the difference on the 3AW Barron's table scoreboard. Carlton in front by a point. 6-11-47 to 6-10-46.
Centre bounce and Atkins got it out to Ray Shaw. He overran the ball. It came across towards Ashman. Ashman breaks, kicks short, dropped into Picken. Picken defending well. Has booted the ball down towards the centre half forward spot. Still in front of Craig Davis. Knocked down to the ground and Renee Kink has broken clear. He's chipped a pass across to Tony Shaw. Who marked? That was fine play by Renee Kink. He could have gone on in view of the fact that he kicked two magnificent left foot goals last week. He could have been fancied to kick one from there, but he chipped it across to Tony Shaw directly in front of goal, 25 metres out. 6-11 to 6-10 with Carlton leading. Tony Shaw has kicked it. Looks like a goal from here. It is a goal, and Collingwood have hit the front again. 17 minutes into the quarter. Their determination has brought them rewards. They've gone on to 7 goals, 10-52, leading Carlton 6-11. 47 on the 3AW Barron's table scoreboard, and Jimmy Buckley warming up on the bench for Carlton.
Ashman coming off for Carlton. Buckley going on. Ashman not the dominant player today, although there's been very few consistently dominant players. He's only had 5 kicks today so far, Ashman. That's the second time he's been off. And the ball coming back, we might have to get a new ball again. This gives Vic Irwin a chance to talk on the behalf of Collingwood.
Yes, well, that kick from Renee Kick was a perfect example of what Collingwood just weren't doing. He used the ball, and if they used the ball more, they're a big chance to win this game.
All right, the ball back in the centre now. This is another new ball. This might be about the 5th we've had for the day. And it goes up well. In will go Aitken and tap it out all right. Comes out to Halver to Glasgow. Glasgow's tripped up and he'll take a free kick. Yes, it's a free kick from the boot of Williams there again, and Glasgow kicked this very long. They go up and Byrne knocked it down, but it's coming out toward Bazusto. In there is the little fella in Lovell. Lovell's playing a great game again. He hand passed the ball out of trouble toward Cooper. Cooper kicks off the ground. Irwin misses it again. He's missed it all day today, but he's got a chance to recover. He's gone in, he's got tackled over the head, and he's lucky to get it. So Irwin gets the free kick, but he's not playing with any definiteness of purpose, and he's also not able to get at the ball at the first grab. If he could lift his game, it'll make a difference to Collingwood because they've been beaten virtually across that centre wing position. His kick has gone long and will be seen out of bounds as sliding toward the ball was Big Mike Fitzpatrick, and he tapped it across the boundary line on Collingwood's half-forward flank. Out of side of the ground, they're kicking down to the Jollymont end. Tapped out the back nicely. Goes over toward Ray Shaw. That was from Craig Stewart. Here's a chance for Peter Moore. Peter Moore will get the free kick. He must get the free. Running in to take the mark. And coming the opposite way was Des English for Carlton, and Moore would have taken the mark. Well, I think he would have taken the mark. He's missed a couple of easy ones. He's taken 2 big grabs during the second quarter, early part of the second quarter, but that could have been a chest mark, and he gets it for interference. He's got a chance, but he can't kick the distance. He's not kicking well at all. Up the players go. English has got a chance to kick it out of danger. He does do so. It's coming out towards Collingwood, but it's going to slide. I think Toomey will get to it first before he gets over the boundary line. He has. Barham's called him on, so he kicks long, back toward the goal front. Moore's coming up from behind. No one can take the mark. Down the ground first. English has got a chance. Here they're on the ground now. Players are battling hard. He's over the top of it. Oh, he's lucky to get away with it. Ray Shaw said he was lucky to get away with it because English had no attempt to get rid of that ball, and there's going to be a bounce take place about 15 metres away from the Collingwood goal. Up goes Moore, taps it out to Stewart. Stewart too couldn't get his kick in quickly enough. Here's a chance for Ray Shaw. He's kicked it high, going close for the goal. The left foot step and it's through. Ray Shaw's got one. And Collingwood get another one on board, and that's come at the 20-minute mark. That all came from the bounce down where Ray Shaw was going crook. He would have been a bit unlucky not to have got the free. He didn't get it. The ball was bounced down. Moore put it out to Stewart. Stewart couldn't get a decisive kick. It trickled across to Ray Shaw. He put it with the right foot. It went very high, and the goal umpire in a perfect position to see it go over through the goal line. And Collingwood at 8-10-58. They've got an 11-point break on Carlton. 6-11-47.
Carlton looking desperate. Fitzpatrick out of the centre, gathered in by Ray Shaw, and Collingwood are forward again. Up to the centre half forward spot. Dool knocks it away. Malin gathers it in well. The kick is smothered beautifully by Williams of Collingwood. He follows it up, holding the ball. He took too long because he's trying to break through. Picked up by Glasgow, but the free kick's got to go back to Hunter. Hunter's on the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground, taking his free kick now, and he kicks it long up to the half-forward line, still travelling around the outer flank. Marcoux at the back. I thought he might have infringed, but he didn't. Malin came in. Collingwood's Cooper tried to get out of trouble, eventually kicked towards the centre wing position, knocked to the ground to be picked up by Glasgow. Glasgow turns and boots back towards the half-forward line. Wells in front, but it was knocked away by Atkin. This will give a chance for Barham. Barham knocked it over towards Dacos, but it's Byrne to come up. Slips over on the slippery surface, but Byrne hand passes to Dacos. Dacos does likewise to get it across there towards Lovell. He is kicked towards the centre wing position. Glasgow missed the mark. It's hit the turf. Players piling on top of it everywhere. And there's a push in the back decision to go to Glasgow. It's midwinter conditions here. Glasgow with a free kick on the outer side of the ground. That centre wing or near enough to it. He's kicked it 50 metres upfield of the half forward line. Off the hands of the pack. Mackay comes in, but he can't handle the ball cleanly. Follows it up pretty well though, but he can't pick it up. Eventually does. Well shepherded away there, and Mackay turns to kick it in towards centre half forward, plunging forward with several players, kicked off the ground by Toomey, back in towards the centre of the ground, and Sheldon boring down on it. They're going to be harassed there. It's Harms picking it up beautifully, heading for goal. He's offline this time. Offline for 1 point, but it was an exciting, tough, rugged passage of play, and Carlton are on 6-12-48, but they trail Collingwood 8-10-58, and Collingwood looking the more purposeful team. It's McCormick about to come up to the line and kick the ball back into play, driving to the outer side of the ground, knocked away by Stewart. So Barham was good football, and Collingwood go ahead again, up towards their half-forward line, but Howell's in front of Moore, and Howell takes the mark.
Well, Howell's got too much pace for Peter Moore, carrying the leg injury, as we know. But if Moore can take a big mark, I notice Ashman's back on the field now. Here's the kick by Howell, putting his side back into attack. They fly high, nobody can take it. Collingwood doing better up the packs now. This time Perovic tapped it back to McConville. McConville kicked. It wasn't a lucky bounce that time for Carlton. Picked up by Byrne. Byrne in turn, and the Collingwood players hooking it out the back. But Harms is the danger player. This time it's going to be picked up by little Hunter. Hunter of Carlton drives long. Into the back goes Cooper. Didn't get the free kick against him. Carlton fighting each other for the ball. Picked up by David Mackay. And it's trapped nicely by McClure. He's been pretty quiet today. Wells has got it. It'll be a ball up coming up here on the half-forward, centre half-forward position for Carlton. And 23 minutes have gone. Down goes the ball for umpire Robinson. Up will go the Collingwood player. In Toomey. Patch it out nicely. Got it down towards Picken. Picken in turn out towards Rayburn. And Perovic sitting back is going to take the mark. Perovic plays the ball on. Over to Harms. Harms in turn to the open spaces, and out there on his own is McConville of Carlton. He's chipped it also right down the throat there of Marcoux, and Marcoux on the half-forward flank will take the mark. All right, we have Marcoux, half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground, kicking down the punt road ends. A long kick too, coming right up toward the teeth of goal. Nobody can take the mark. Mackay thought he could, and it's rushed through from behind by the Collingwood defenders. And so they breathe again, the Collingwood supporters. 24 minutes gone in the third quarter of the 1981 grand final. Collingwood in front. Collingwood have got 8-10-58 on the scoreboard, and Carlton 6-13-49. 9 points the difference as McCormick kicks the ball back into play.
And he boots it straight down towards the centre of the ground. Perovic a chance here to knock it away from Stewart. He does, but it's picked up by Kink. And Kink hand passes quickly to Tony Shaw. He's kicked to the half-forward line, and Davis in front of Dool takes the mark for Collingwood. Craig Davis at half-forward flank on the member side of the ground. He's trying to draw Dool, and then he decides to kick it. He kicks it long up towards the centre half-forward spot. More from behind. It's knocked down to the ground. It'll be taken away by Harms now. A great smother by Williams of Collingwood. He's into the open goal, and he's kicked it off the ground. It's a goal, and that's the biggest break of the match. That's a great effort. A great smother on Harms by Williams, the youngster from South Australia, and Collingwood have gone on to 9-10-64, Carlton to 6-13-49.
And Williams' second goal, and there's no shadow of doubt that Williams smothered that ball so brilliantly, and he was about to pick it up as it was bowling along toward the goal. He decided, I must Stanley Matthews this one, kicked it off the ground and threw it, went, and the ball back in the centre. Up will go the Collingwood ruckman in Atkins, got it out all right. It's coming Collingwood's way again. Stewart's trying to battle his way through. Took a long time to get rid of it. Marku comes through quite strongly for Carlton. He'll kick the ball long. Up there where Cooper's running, and he'll take a mark on the chest. And Cooper saves the day for Collingwood. So he's kicking out wide. He's going to try and find a lead out there. Up will go Aitken. Aitken of Collingwood in front. Took the mark. Goes for a hand pass. Finds Ray Shaw. He's tapping the ball on in front of him. Took him a long time to get rid of it. There's another opportunity for Collingwood to defend well. It's coming toward Toomey. He plays on immediately. Kicks the ball long. It's gone right down toward the full forward zone. Howell's in front again. Knocks it out in front of him. Here's an opportunity for it to go back to Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw's clear. Right foot. Can he kick it? No, he can't. Hunter will take this mark. He's got it. Hunter on the forward pocket, the back pocket area. Sees the lead up, coming up from Fitzpatrick. Carlton need to get this ball out of this danger zone. And Fitzpatrick takes the mark. He's going round the wing now on that half-back flank. And it's going to be a Collingwood mark. Yes, and a free kick coming up for Collingwood if they don't get the mark. They've got it either way. And Taylor of Collingwood to take this. Taylor of Collingwood, another South Australian player.
From the centre wing position on that outer side of the ground, he's kicked it up towards the half-forward line. There high and high by was Moore. Knocked away and turned by Dacos. Harms coming across. Kicked it off the ground. It's on the full, and it's out of bounds on the full, and Dacos has got the free kick in the forward pocket for Collingwood on that outer side, and he's within scoring range, no doubt about that. And I wouldn't put anything beyond this young man, who's kicked over 70 goals for the year, 75 I think it was before this game, and Dacos lining them up from the boundary line some 30 metres out. 6-13 as Carlton, Collingwood 9-10, and Dacos' kick is on the way, but it's offline. The boundary umpire says, I'll have it. It's out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Carlton and be taken by Harms or Marku. Marku's decided he'll have it. The scoreboard, throw it up to Barron's table scoreboard, 26 minutes into the third quarter. Collingwood are 9-10-64. Carlton trail on 6-13-49.
It's pretty dark down here at the MCG, and we've got a quarter yet to go, and I can assure you it's going to be a very late and dark finish. That 27 or 28 minutes break at half time. Bad organisation by the VFL. They're coming for some criticism there. The ball kicked in off hands of Pack. Goes to Hunter. Pickens up in front to take the Hunter kick on the chest. And Picken of Collingwood is marked. Marked on the centre wing. Another goal to Collingwood before this quarter finishes would be almost... well, it'd be what Tommy Hafey's looking for. But here's a chance now for Perovic to take the mark. He doesn't do so. It goes out toward Barham. Barham with their foot kick from Renee King, and he's put it through. That's another goal to Collingwood. Now, Perovic looked as though he had that mark. Rene King came along and tried to punch it away. He did hit the ball, according to umpire Robinson. Perovic didn't have it long enough. It went out there to Barham, and Barham may have been shifted to the other side of the ground, to the outer flank now, and he's put it through for a goal at the 28-minute mark. And Collingwood at 10-10-70. They've got a 21-point lead over Carlton, 6-13-49.
And it's going to take a lot of catching the way this game's been played. 27 minutes into the third quarter, and Fitzpatrick taps it back to Marku. Carlton can't get in the act. Marku has kicked up towards the half-forward line. It's knocked away from Ashman. Taylor of Collingwood whips a hand pass across to Picken, who gets his kick in the nick of time. Kicks it up towards the centre half-forward spot. Off the hands of Kink, it goes to Marku. Marku looks out there for Glaskett and finds him on the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. He was going to bounce and decided to hand pass to Sheldon. Still on centre wing position. Sheldon gives it a lead up to Johnson, and Johnson's mark. I thought he paid the mark. Pay on was the call, and it's found its way out. Knocked away from Cooper. Picked up by Ashman. Ashman fires for goal, and I think he might have put it through. Full points. And by G, Carlton needed that one badly going into the last quarter. It's just about three-quarter time. 2 goals to Ashman, 28 minutes into the term, and Collingwood 10-10-70 lead Carlton, 7-13-55 on the 3AW Barons table scoreboard.
Well, ball on its way back now. How do you think about it, Tommy?
Collingwood area right at their top. There's not the slightest doubt about that. But
Not funny, Tommy.
fighting back now. There's no doubt about it with Ashman coming into the game.
Okay, the ball bounced back in the centre, and Fitzpatrick hooked the ball from that punch. He's punched it right up towards the half-forward line, and a free kick coming up to Sheldon. Round the neck. No,
Sorry.
Yes, it is Sheldon. And Sheldon sees a lead. No, he's going to go for a shot at goal. A left foot. No, might have been Hunter. It is Hunter. And Hunter up to where almost Mark McClure almost took the mark, we thought. But the mark has been paid to McCormick. Well, Hunter's number has been blocked, but you never can tell where players are going to land here today. As the ball comes down the ground, Ricky Barham trying to take it away from Malin. Now Malin's got it. Hand passes. There's danger coming up as it goes to Buckley. Buckley's going to score for Carlton. He's put it through for another one. Now that's great play by Carlton. Carlton are coming back. Just when Collingwood looked as though they had it under control, they've allowed right in the dying seconds of this quarter 2 quick goals to Carlton. Peter Moore coming up into the ruck. 30 minutes gone, and Collingwood, who had a great lead, has now had it reduced to 9 points. They were 21 points in front. Now it's back to 9 as Carlton on the 3AW Barons table scoreboard go to 8-13-61 to Collingwood 10-10-70, and Carlton, each time they've gone forward, they've got full marks.
Centre bounce, and Fitzpatrick again knocks it out towards Mackay. He knocks it further field. Sheldon pounces on the ball. Hand passes out, but it's intercepted in brilliant style by Lovell. Lovell's kicked long down towards the half-forward line, but Perevic's in the way there and takes the mark for Carlton. It's 10-10 to 8-13, 9 points the difference as Perevic kicks. Great third quarter, a grand final quarter that one, and at 3/4 time Collingwood on the 3AW Carlton United scoreboard, a 10 goals, 10 behind, 70 points, leading Carlton 8 goals, 13 behind, 61 points.
And I'll give you the goal kickers at this particular stage with Carlton and Collingwood. Carlton's 8 goal kickers, 2 to Ashman, and then 1 each to 6 other players. Sheldon, Johnston, Buckley, McClure, Harms and Mackay. And those 2 goals in the last 2 minutes of the quarter by Ashman and Buckley are so valuable. They've put Carlton back in touch. Collingwood's 10 goal kickers. We have 2 each now to Barham and Williams. One of those smothers by Williams with a goal at the 25-minute mark. Absolutely incredible. And then 1 goal each to 6 players. They are Stewart, the 2 Shaws, Tony and Ray, Taylor, Moore and Dacos, making a total of 10 at 3/4 time. 3AW Baron table scoreboard checking it. Collingwood at 10-10-70, 9 points up on Carlton, who are 8 goals, 13, a total of 61, and this is 3AW football. It's very noticeable at 3/4 time there, Tommy Layoff, that Collingwood are changing their football boots, and Carlton are staying in the present boots that they've got. Now that might be very interesting.
It could be, Harry. There's quite a matter of slipping about. The ground is very greasy at present. It's firm underneath and greasy, and if they play with those rubber soles on, they'll never stand up. They'll slide all over the place.
Okay, Mick Irwin, Collingwood were looking great with 2 minutes left of the quarter, 21 points in front. What do you think about those 2 vital goals?
Well, a couple of vital goals from Carlton's point of view, but Collingwood's still in a good position. They had a great quarter led by their back line, particularly their half back line have just completely shut Carlton right out of the game. Williams in the centre has lifted, and so is Kink on the half-forward flank, and I believe that under these circumstances that Collingwood are the type of side they've proved over the year. They win the championships rounds. It's like a title fight, the last 5 rounds, and they'll go on with it from here.
Okay, we go to you, Greg Brown, from Carlton's viewpoint.
Well, I felt going into the 10-minute mark of that quarter, the pressure that Collingwood applied, eventually Carlton had to break, and certainly they did break because Collingwood went to a very, very handy lead. And it was just lucky in one respect that the quarter went as long as it did. Carlton got the ball down to put them back within 9 points. They'll have to lift a lot more than that for this last quarter. Collingwood are the team that really seemed to scent victory at this moment, not Carlton.
Well, I think it might be also significant, Rex Hunt. It could be significant that Collingwood haven't got the 21-point lead, because if they had the 21-point lead, they might get overconfident. And we've seen that happen in the past, and this might be helpful for them.
Yes, it certainly is. They know now that Carlton are within easy range of them. I certainly think that Tommy will be driving it right into their minds at this moment, that A game's not won until that final siren. My best players up to this stage for Carlton are Fitzpatrick, Wells, Marcoux, English off the ground at this stage, Perovic and Hunter, and for Collingwood, Picken, Byrne, Barham, Tony Shaw, Toomey and Williams.
Okay, at three-quarter time in the 1981 Grand Final, Collingwood are in front by 9 points, 10-10-70 to Carlton, 8-13-61, and this is 3AW football.
Now 3AW's Match of the Day, 12:78, 3AW, talking football.
Tony Shaw kick as umpire Robinson comes in to bounce the ball for the start of the last quarter. Who will win it, Collingwood or Carlton? Carlton got the scoring in. Down goes the ball, up goes the whistle, and it's a Collingwood free because there is too many Carlton players in the square. That's very costly at this stage of proceedings. So Taylor has to hand it up toward Aitken. Aitken of Collingwood will kick the ball long with a new ball that goes right down towards centre half forward. Up in front is Stewart. Stewart of Collingwood hasn't done much today. Was up in front and rounded his chest around that ball and grabbed it, and it was a safe mark. Val Perovic stands the mark. Ought to be a mighty kick if he could kick this distance. Stewart, fresh from the three-quarter time break, but it's a fair distance out. Stewart having a shot at the big sticks. There's the drop punt. It's going offline. In fact, it'll just sneak in for a point. It has. Just in for one behind, and Collingwood get first taste of blood in that last vital quarter, and that came within 25 seconds, or it's 35 seconds, of the start of that quarter. Here's the kick in by Stewart, by Dool. Dool's kicked long, and Peter Moore, way out there on the half-forward flank, has taken the mark. Now, Peter Moore won't be able to kick a long distance, and he's taking so long in getting his kick that all players have been covered. The ball is kicked long. Davis is trying to take the mark for Collingwood, can't do so. In the back against Davis to Dool, and Dool of Carlton will take this free kick when it did slip through for another behind, and it may be valuable that Dool got the free kick.
Well, he's taking his kick from the back pocket on the member side of the ground and kicking from the punt road end. It's up towards the centre wing position. It's landed in the exact centre wing spot. Picked up by McClure quickly. He pops it onto the left foot. Carlton going to attack, coming around the member side of the ground. Up towards the forward pocket's a chance here for Lovell. Lovell decides to kick it off the ground. Then he threw it across the line. All the Carlton players are appealing for it. He certainly threw it out of bounds, or scooped it out of bounds. But they've got away with it. Umpire Day ignored the pleas of the Carlton players, and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket for Carlton at the scoreboard end. The ball whipped back into play on the member side of the ground, knocked away by Atkin, picked up by Sheldon, and he's kicked a goal. That was pretty quick. All started with a push in the back to Dool up there on the back line, and now is only 4 points of difference, with Collingwood on 10-11-71, Carlton 9-13-67 on the 3AW Barons table scoreboard, and a good goal to Sheldon.
My word, it was a handy one that, and waiting for the ball to come back from the crowd as we go across to Gary Bryce, whom we haven't asked much today. Gary, you've been getting your money easily. What's your comments?
Yes, I think Collingwood, if they can get another one, have got this game sewn up. I think that they're running a bit better than Carlton, and it was a good goal by Sheldon, but I think Collingwood have got the game at this stage.
Okay, well, Fitzpatrick's the dominant player in the centre. Wait and see what he can do this time. He's up against young Aitken. The ball is bounced. It goes high. Up will go Taylor against Fitzpatrick, and he beat him, actually. It came toward McConville. McConville couldn't get it the first time. They're trying to get it out this time. It goes back to Malin. Malin's run a fair way. Gone for a hand pass toward Hunter. Hunter's after the ball. He's going to pick it up now. There's no smother there, that time by Rene King, as the ball comes down toward Byrne. Byrne hits it in front. It goes back now toward Irwin and Toomey. Toomey's got it. The players bend over the top of the ball, and umpire Robinson will come in and bounce. Centre wing on the member stand side of the ground. Bouncing it in the VFL logo will be umpire Robinson, and down it goes. High under the air, up goes Aitken, and this time Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick's got it again. It went to Mark McClure. He's kicked the ball straight up in the air. He'll try and punch it to his direction. It didn't quite come off. It's come back now in the direction of Barham. Barham's kicked it long. Dacos will take the mark. Toomey runs past. Bazasto's following him, but Dacos elects to kick it the ball long, trying to find Moore. Moore's going back, can't take the mark. It's off hands. It'll be all Carlton, though. Be picked up here by Malin. The boundary umpire's down on the half-back flank. He slipped over. It won't make any difference because this time it'll be a mark to Billy Picken, and he copped a beauty. He copped a beauty there from Johnston, who was trying to punch the ball away, but Picken got the mark. He's almost in the centre of the ground. And the difference in the scores is 4 points, with Collingwood in front by 4 solitary points, and up will go Mike Fitzpatrick. It wasn't a good kick by Bill Picken, and Fitzpatrick's lurking around the centre half back, has taken a mark. Oh, Aitkins missed an easy mark. The ball's come loose though. Here's a chance for Lovell. Lovell will go for a hand pass out to Toomey. This is on now for the loose man. Hand pass toward Irwin. Irwin hand passes back to Shaw. Shaw now, that's Tony. Back toward Toomey. Toomey's broken loose. You have to kick pretty soon. He did. He's kicked toward the big sticks. And Moore's touched it, I think. Moore himself touched it. If Moore lets it go, it goes through for a goal. He had to make the attempt. He didn't probably know just how close it was, and he touched it through, couldn't take the mark, and went through for a behind, and Collingwood are 5 points in front.
Dill kicks it out to a lead by Perovic on the outer side of the ground. He slid forward and couldn't mark it, and the ball's gone over the line and out of bounds, chased by Bosusto, who's been strangely quiet. It's on the half-forward line for Collingwood on the outer side of the ground, and the boundary umpire whipping it back into play. Perovic did the ruck work, but Stewart beat him for it. Down to the ground it goes, and Barham a chance to pick up for Collingwood, but the ball is slippery, the surface is greasy. Dool grabbed it, might have been holding the ball. That's what most of the crowd thought, and I thought there might have been a chance, but it's over the line and out of bounds. Out of bounds on the half-forward line for Collingwood on that outer side of the ground and kicking up to the punt road end. The ball coming back into play now. Fitzpatrick doing the ruck work, and he got the knock. It went down very quickly to Malin, it might have been. It was kicked towards the centre out of ground, over towards the centre position. Pickens taking the run of the ball, knocking it further upfield, and Pickens battling valiantly there, but it's knocked out to Johnson. Johnson's kicked into the forward line, and Mackay nearly had the mark, but it's Ashman, and Ashman runs into the open goal, and it's a goal. Carlton have hit the front. Good play by Mackay, shepherding well, and Carlton are in front by 1 point in the grand final, and it's at the 6.5 minute mark. Carlton 10-13, 73 lead, Collingwood 10-12, 72.
Ashman's third goal, and Greg Brown, Carlton getting value each time they go down.
Yes, they've been far more valuable with the shots for goal. Proves me a good judge. I had him off the field for the rest of the match with injury in the first quarter, and he's now got 3 goals. Great effort from Rod Ashman.
Well, the ball coming back, and certainly Carlton not having as much play as Collingwood, but each time they're going forward, they're getting value for kicks. And that was a very valuable goal, that one, and they're in front by a point after 6 minutes of play. Plenty of time in the grand final, but Carlton kicking to the scoring end. In will come umpire Dye. Down goes the ball. Aitken up against Fitzpatrick, and he's thumped it again, Fitzpatrick. Picken couldn't get the kick. Comes out toward McClure, holding the man. McClure gets it. McClure held, we're not in possession. And McClure takes the kick for Carlton. He'll drive it long, right down towards the teeth of goal. They'll fly for the mark, and it's punched away. It comes to ground. Here's an opportunity for Carlton. Marku, he's come through. Hasn't got the ball yet. The ball is broken loose. Players are over the top of it, and umpire Dye says, give it back to me and I'll bounce it again. Tense situation for Collingwood now. They've got to get the ball away from that danger zone down there. After 7 minutes of play, Carlton are 1 point in front. Ball bounce in their forward pocket area. Up went Mackay, got it, came out. Here's a chance again for Ashman. Left foot snap. 1 point. 1 point from Ashman. Looking very dangerous down that forward pocket area. Not sure who's picking him up. I think young Lovell's picking him up. No, Lovell's got Cooper's got Ashman, and he's too elusive for Cooper. And Lovell's got Johnston as we wait for McCormick to kick the ball back into play.
And he comes up to the line to boot it straight down the centre of the ground, and McClure in front and is knocked away by several players out there to Bosusto and to Johnson. Johnson hand passes quickly up to Bosusto, who's done very little. It's tapped out and it finds Williams. Taylor's kicked to the centre of the ground, but there is McConville. McConville's kicked long up towards Mackay, and he's marked it. Oh, play on. Oh, that's rough. It's going over towards the boundary line, picked up by Carlton's Buckley, and it's over the line out of bounds. That was a Mackay mark in my book. In the forward pocket for Carlton, the lead is 2 points by Carlton, 6-7 minutes into the term, and the boundary umpire throwing it back into play. Atkin doing the ruck work, and Mackay comes in to thump it over the line. It's over the line out of bounds again. We'll see that one on replay. Carlton 10-14, Collingwood 10-12, 74-72, and the ball out of bounds in the forward pocket for Carlton. Right near the behind post member side of the ground, picked up there, knocked down very quickly picked up by Tony Shaw, and he handballs towards the safety of the boundary line yet again. It's still in the forward pocket for Carlton on the member side of the ground. At the scoreboard end, the Blues are 10-14, the Magpies 10-12, as the time clock moves up to 9 minutes into the last quarter. 2 goals would win this game, one while the other one would think. It's tight. Mackay knocks it down again into the waiting arms of Mark Marcoux. His kick is smothered, picked up by Byrne. A good smother there, and Tony Shaw should have got rid of the ball and couldn't because of the pressure. Over the line, out of bounds yet again in the forward pocket.
And ball about to be thrown in from that position, and it's 2 points the difference now as Mackay does the ruck work, and this time Aitken knocks it out. It goes straight to Johnson of Carlton. He boots long, and it's going out of through. No, it's going through for another behind, and they're peppering the goal, Carlton, and they've moved their lead now to 3 points after 9.5 minutes of play in this last quarter. Carlton at 10-15-75 on 3AW Barron's table scoreboard, and Collingwood at 10-12-72. Up goes Basasto, didn't take the mark. Out the back was Perovic, and he's going to pay this mark. Well, that's a bit unfortunate there, because Basasto really had it, and he's given the mark. Umpire Mike Dye, after missing the one to Mackay, has given this one to Perovic. So Perovic has got the mark for Carlton. He's a long kick, this lad. And there it is, a long torpedo punt right down toward the teeth of goal. Oh, just as well Atkin put his hand up then. Oh, that was going through for a goal. You couldn't believe that could possibly happen because there was no Collingwood player on the goal line then. And luckily, Atkin threw his arm out and just touched it. Here's the kick by McCormick. McCormick up with players. Up in front is Fitzpatrick. And he held it, and he said, I've got it, and he's gone for a short pass. This could be dangerous. As we see the ball come away from Marcoux toward Jimmy Buckley. Buckley's coming toward the boundary line. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will go to Collingwood. Well, now it's 4 points the difference. Carlton at 10-16 to Collingwood 10-12. And we've been playing 10.5 minutes into the final quarter of the 1981 grand final. Anybody's game still, but Carlton doing all the attacking.
McCormick now kicking it out of trouble, out of the back pocket area, up towards the half-back line. Fitzpatrick thumped it away. Lovell a chance to gather, and he took too long to get rid of the ball. But Ray Shaw comes in to assist. He picks up, kicks it into the centre of the ground, and McConville will take the mark. And he spurts away through to centre half forward, put the ball on the ground. He hand fast anywhere, but it's open territory. Marcoux's got the run of the ball. He's on his own, lining them up from the forward pocket. He's kicked a goal. It's a goal to Carlton, I think. 1 point. 1 point, and they're peppering and hammering away, and they've opened the lead up to 5 points, and might have been 2 goals, but it's still only points on the scoreboard. Carlton 10-17-77, Collingwood 10-12-72 on the 3AW Barron's table scoreboard. McCormick about to kick the ball back into play, hesitates, then comes up to the line. He kicked it long. The crowd in a frenzy now, and he's kicked it to the outer side of the ground. It's punched further afield. It gives Collingwood a run at the ball. It's Craig Davis, hotly pursued by Dool, and Dool harasses him, but Davis knocks it ahead. Hools come out of the battle, knock the ball away from Dool, down to the ground it goes, and they're going in right, left and centre, and the umpire wisely bounces the ball on the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. It's 10-17 to 10-12 with Carlton leading, and umpire Day about to put the ball down. He does in the gloom over there on the outer side of the ground, knocked away by Fitzpatrick, bringing it back as Maylan. Maylan's kicked up towards the half-forward line, and taking the mark there was McClure. McClure hand pass to Sheldon. Sheldon up towards Marcoux, and Byrne taps it over the line out of bounds. Over the line and out of bounds, and it's 12.5 minutes into the quarter, and Carlton 10-17 lead Collingwood 10-12.
Well, the boundary umpire almost picking up with the play. Mick Irwin, a comment from you, Mick, please. Or Mick at the back.
Yes, Collingwood are in a bit of trouble here, Harry. Carlton attacking well.
All right, the ball again off by Mackay, and it's a chance for McClure. McClure marks it. Good effort there. Again, that came from Ashman. And Ashman's having a go at his Collingwood opponent over there. That was Williams. Williams and Ashman both having a go at each other. And McClure, in the meantime, marking about 30 metres out and directly in front. I wouldn't think he'd miss. On its way, goal umpire says he has it. It's through for a goal. Carlton in front. In front decisively now. They're in front by just on 11 points. 11-17-83. 11-17-83 Carlton on 3AW. Barron table scoreboard, and Collingwood at 10-12-72, and we've been playing 13 minutes. Are Collingwood to see this grand final yet again slip away from them? I'm sure they are, as it the way it's going at the moment, as we get the attendance today. And the attendance is 115,964 people. The ball bounced again, and Carlton in front.
And Fitzpatrick with Moore in the ruck, and Moore limping badly. It's gone down to the ground. Players trying to get it out. Interception by Basasto. He's crawling after the ball. Great there, but it's knocked to the ground, and the umpire's going to bounce it all over again. 11-17 to 10-12 the scores. Something similar to that 1979 grand final when Collingwood were defeated by 5 points. The difference now is 11. The umpire puts it down at skew whiff bounce type of thing, but Fitzpatrick knocked it away to be gathered in by Toomey. Toomey's kicked into the half forward line. Dool coming across there has got it under control. This magnificent defender has kicked to the outer side of the ground, and McClure and Pizzusto mess it up, but McClure recovers to pick it up, and long hand pass will find Malin. Will it? No good football by Collingwood. Knock it along the ground over towards Rayshaw, but he can't control it. It's up towards Taylor. He's picked it up to kick it with depth down towards the half forward line. Bounced off the chest of Dool. Harms missed the run of the ball. Hunter goes to the ground. Hunter comes up with the ball. He kicks it back towards the centre wing in the gathering gloom, up towards the centre wing spot, and knocked away as the pips of 5 o'clock go through, and the free kick is going to go to Rayshaw. It's 5 o'clock at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. 15 minutes into the last quarter of the grand final, and Shaw has kicked it long up towards centre half forward. Several players battling for the honours there. Down to the ground it goes, and a desperate Dool has kicked it out of the pack. There's a chance here with Sheldon. Sheldon coming upfield has got it under control at centre wing, and Carlton are away. He's passed it to Marcoux. Marcoux to Wells, and Carlton are loose. Wells, bad kick by Wells up towards the full forward spot, and all was squandered there. Play on as the call. It's Cooper with the mark, and Cooper hand passes to Picken. Picken's down in the full back area and kicks into the centre of the ground of Moore.
And Moore of Collingwood, the captain, will kick the ball and kick it long, but it's all Perovic and Carlton. He stands firm at centre half back and takes the mark. Perovic's got it, and 16 minutes are gone, and Carlton are in control. Carlton through Perovic, kick it out wide toward Fitzpatrick. He's taken another mark. He's played a rattling captain's game today. He's been best of field as the ball moves itself out to Glasgow. Glasgow with a left foot kick for Carlton. McCormick's up in front, got a push in the back, and no one can take the mark. It's off hands, picked up by Johnston. Johnston's kicked it toward the boundary line. It's going to bounce out of bounds, I think. No, it's not out yet. It is now. And Carlton are in front by a total of 11 points. 11-17-83 to Collingwood 10-12-72 on 3AW Barron's table scoreboard. 16 minutes gone now. Moore got the tap out. It came to ground. Opportunity there for Irwin. Cannot do anything right for Collingwood. Falls over the top of the ball, and instead of the ball going away decisively, players over the top of it, Pizzusto and Irwin, and umpire Robinson bounces about 35 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Up will go Moore. Moore taps out, but it comes towards Sheldon. Sheldon punches the ball clear. Picked up now by Johnson. Hand passing back to Glasgow. Glasgow's running close to the boundary line, keeps it in play nicely. McClure's up in front. It's knocked away from him. Here's a chance for Taylor. Out of bounds on the full by Taylor. Out of bounds on the full by Taylor, and we'll see a Carlton free kick. This Carlton free kick will go to Marcoux, I think. Yes, Pizzusto wanted it, but Marcoux is the player to get it. And Collingwood now need a miracle. Marcoux is going to have a shot at goal. He's a pretty accurate kick. He's on the boundary line, don't forget. And there's the banana kick, and it's gone out of bounds in the full. And we'll find that Collingwood will take the free kick right down that last line of defence, and Picken will take this one. 17 minutes gone. Carlton in front by 11 points. 1981 grand final. Carlton 11-17-83 and Collingwood 10-12-72.
And Picken kicks from the back pocket, taking the ball around the outer side of the ground as Carlton players in abundance there. It's knocked to the ground, picked up by Rayshaw. A hand pass out is a bad one. Was looked for Moore. Knocked to the ground again. Carlton pounce on the ball through Johnson. A hand pass out is intercepted by Cooper. Cooper kicks to centre wing. Malin's got it. Hand passes quickly out to Johnson. Johnson on the half forward flank. It dummies beautifully. Hand passes to Buckley. Buckley's in trouble. Tackle might have been too high, but play on was a pretty good call, I think. Down towards the boundary line it goes, and it's over the line out of bounds in the forward pocket for Carlton on the outer side of the ground, kicking to the scoreboard end. It's 11-17 to 10-12. The clock has gone 18 and a half minutes into the term. Knocked away by Mackay down to Marcoux. Marcoux looking for the free kick, but it went to Toomey. Toomey a hand pass out to Peter Moore. Might have been, I thought it might have been a free kick, but play on was the call. It's going to Carlton, and it's going to go to Pizzusto. Pizzusto over in the forward pocket on the outer side of the ground. He's a fair way out. He may just about reach the goal square. I couldn't see him kicking it from here, but you never know. He hasn't done a lot for the day, and here comes his kick, and it's going to come out in front of the goals at the scoreboard end. They're battling and wrestling there. It's knocked away straight back to Wells. Wells missed it. He'll break away. Play on holding the ball was a call against Wells. And Wells missed a golden opportunity to wrap the game up. The free kick is going to Collingwood in the back pocket.
And Taylor will take this. Taylor doesn't really know what to do. His hand passed the ball now out to McCormick. He keeps it in play. Will he keep it in play off the boot, almost off the boot of Barham, out of bounds? It is. Yeah. Off the boot of Barham, out of bounds on the full, and he was very unfortunate there. So Malin gets the free. Malin on the outer side and a half-forward flank for Carlton. And Collingwood, as I said, they've got to lift their play if they want to get back into this 1981 grand final. Up it comes, and Pickens setting himself for the mark. Couldn't quite take it, and the ball's out of bounds. Out of bounds in Carlton's very close to their goal area in their forward pocket. Only about 20 metres, less than 20 metres away from the goal. It's 15 metres away from the goal. Mackay is up there. Mackay puts it down. Goes straight to Marcoux. Marcoux fires at goal. 1 point only, but it's another valuable one after 19 minutes of play. And Carlton now are 2 goals in front. 11-18, 84 to Collingwood 10-12-72. And Collingwood looked as though they were in a very strong position. 28 minutes into the third quarter. They were 21 points in front. 2 goals in the 29 and the 30-minute mark into that third quarter by Carlton through Ashman and Buckley. And they've got 3 goals during this quarter, and they're well and truly in front.
McCormick kicks it back into play, and he's going straight up the centre of the ground. Perovic magnificent up there in defence, knocks it away down towards Buckley, spinning out. That might have been holding the ball. Play on as a call, picked up by Stewart. A hand pass to Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw has kicked up towards the half-forward line, but Dool came in there. I thought he marked it, picked up by Harms. Harms gets it across very quickly and kicks it downfield to Marcoux. Marcoux played a great game, and he's taken the mark on the half-forward flank. Mackay's leading up, and he's giving it to the lead, and Mackay's marked it in front of McCormick. McCormick's 3 metres over the mark, and Mackay's out on the half-forward line on the member side of the ground and kicking to the scoreboard end. If Carlton get a goal from this attack, you can ring the curtain down. It's Mackay kicking it long. It's a beautiful kick. It's a goal. It's a goal. What a magnificent goal to Mackay. Ho-ho. What about it? That's wrapped it up nearly. The police are walking round the ground, which is an ominous sign. 2 goals to Mackay, and the goal of the match, rivaling Harms. 12-18 Carlton, 90 points Collingwood, 10-12, 72.
All right, ball coming back towards the centre of the ground. We'll go to Greg Brown.
4 goals this quarter, Collingwood 0 this quarter. That tells the story of the fresher team after a week's break, I'm sure.
Okay, the ball bouncing centre. Moore's in there, up against this time Fitzpatrick. Moore got the tap out, he's hit it out wide, but Carlton are finishing the stronger. The ball comes down now toward little Dacos. Dacos has gone for a hand pass. He's trying to find the big Stewart. Stewart can't possibly pick up enough speed, and the Carlton defenders look as though they're going to get away with it again. The ball's down on the ground. They're trying to battle it out. Collingwood looking for a free kick. They can't get it. Holding on to the Carlton Guernsey, and umpire Robinson comes in and bounces the ball. Half-forward flank now for Collingwood. They're desperate to get a goal. They've got to get a goal if they're going to stay in touch. And the ball goes down. 3 goals the difference now. As up goes Davis. I think it might have been young Aitken. It was Aitken. Aitken of Collingwood. He's hooked it out, but he's hooked it straight out of bounds. That's not good enough. Collingwood have to have running players. Their legs are gone, the Collingwood players. Up will go this time the champion and best player of field in Fitzpatrick. He's tapped it down. It's picked up by Buckley. Buckley of Carlton, a left foot kick going down toward McClure. Nobody can take the mark. All up. Toomey at the back first to try and recover. But unfortunately for him, the ball's gone out of bounds. Very dark down here at the MCG. Time 5:06. We've been playing 23 minutes. Carlton 12-18, 90. 18 points in front. That's 3 straight kicks. Collingwood at 10-12-72, 3RW Barron's table scoreboard.
Throw in and Fitzpatrick won it down there, but Collingwood get it away through Dacos up towards the half-forward line. They're flying for the mark. It's knocked down. It's picked up by Carlton's Harms. He broke away, and Carlton get away through Wells. He's kicked up to the half-forward line, centre half-forward. Burns sits back, misses the easiest of marks, gets up, he's tackled. Play on as the call. It's going to be a chance for Bosusto, running into the open goal. Hotly pressed, and he snapped for goal. It's 1 point only, but that's 19 points lead. That's 4 goals Collingwood have got to kick, or have kicked 3 goals too, and I don't think they can do it now. 23 minutes into the term, it's Carlton 12-19-91, Collingwood 10 goals, 12-72 on the 3RW Barron's table scoreboard, and it's just about sewn up.
What do you think now, Mick? You'll be gone now. Yes, coming back to Mick Irwin. You're gone now, Mick.
I think Collingwood are in all sorts of trouble now, and the epitome of it was Ray Byrne dropping an easy chest mark. Just shows where this game's at. I think Carlton might have wrapped up the 1981 grand final.
Kicked in by McCormick, down to where Peter Moore will go up for the mark, can't take it, back at the back, and they've got plenty of run in them now, Carlton. They've kicked the ball long, a lucky bounce here would be valuable for them. It went the wrong way, and it's bounced out of bounds to be thrown in right beside the behind post for Carlton. 24 minutes gone now, 116,000 people here for this grand final for 1981, all but 6, and we're waiting for the ball to be thrown in by the boundary umpire. Up they go, and the ball knocked out again by Carlton, but a free kick coming up to Collingwood to Peter Moore. Moore's gone. He hand passed the ball over to Dacos. The running players of Collingwood, they've lost the run in the legs. The ball kicked down and it's been marked by Barham. Barham's been very quiet today. Hasn't been able to get his running game going. And he's kicked long trying to find Tony Shaw, but the ball goes out of bounds in the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. Boundary umpire stretching out now to pick it up. And Bruce McClellan, the boundary umpire, will throw the ball back into play. Up there again, no doubt, will be Fitzpatrick. He's there and he's been there all day. He's up against Stewart this time. Stewart and got the tap. Stewart got the tap, but it came down toward Hunter. Hunter with a left foot kick. Moore trying to get in the play. Slips over. Nothing goes right for the Collingwood captain as his opposition number, the Carlton captain, is absolutely dominating proceedings and the ball slips over the boundary line to be thrown in. After 25 minutes of play, 19 points in front Carlton, 12-19, 91 to 10, 12-72.
And it's thrown back into play and Moore doing his utmost, but kicked off the ground there by Toomey across towards the centre wing position. Buckley taps it out towards Wells. Wells at centre wing on the outer side of the ground is tackled too high. The free kick is no, there's no free kick. It's going to be a throw in between centre wing and the half forward flank for Carlton as they attack up to the scoreboard end. They've just about got it wrapped up. They have got it wrapped up. 9 minutes past 5 is late as we finish the game in the gloom. It's knocked out. It's picked up very quickly there by Bazusto to get it up towards Ashman, and Ashman's got the ball over the line and out of bounds in the forward pocket on the outer side of the ground. Carlton 12-19, 91, 19 points ahead of Collingwood, 10-12, 72 in the 1981 grand final, and the clock's moved into the time on period. The crowd sensing the Carlton victory. The Carlton supporters are yelling. It's knocked away. Down to the ground. It picked up very quickly there by Taylor of Collingwood, and his kick is marked by Stewart of Collingwood. At centre wing position, the last desperate dying thrust by the Magpies. Duel up high over the heads of several players. The players are leg weary and going to be taken away by McConville. His hand passed out there in the direction of Harms, pushing it towards the line, and eventually it's over the line and out of bounds on Collingwood's half forward line on the outer side of the ground. 12-19 to 10-12 on the 3AW Barron's table scoreboard. 26 minutes into the last quarter of the 1981 grand final, and it looks like Carlton's premiership for sure. Fitzpatrick knocking it away, and in doing so he got a free kick, and that will wrap it up completely with Carlton in possession on their back line. Fitzpatrick coming up to the half back flank, kicks to the outer side of the ground. Two Carlton players whacks it there, but it's taken by Glascott, the kid playing his first grand final, up towards the half forward line where Peter Moore knocked it away. Coming across there is McClure, has it under control and passes into the centre of the ground to be taken by Buckley. Buckley kicks Carlton into attack up towards the full forward spot. It's knocked to the ground. Mackay picks it up, knocked away from him. McCormick trying to take it away, and the umpire says he'll bounce the ball.
He's going to bounce this ball right in front of the Carlton goal, about 30 metres out. And the game virtually wrapped up for the 1981 grand final. Carlton have got it under control. 27 minutes gone. This won't be a very long quarter, I wouldn't think. Not like the 30-minute odd quarter. As a trip there to Irwin, as he was breaking clear, and Irwin will go back and take the free kick for Collingwood. 27 minutes gone, and Carlton 19 points in front. 12-19, 91 to 10-12, 72. Over there, takes the easiest of marks, Carlton's Malin, who's been far too strong for Ricky Barham today. Malin going back to take his time and finds Bazusto. Bazusto takes the mark. He'll be in no hurry to take it, and he gets up and picks the ball up. He's on the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground, and they're playing keepings off. It goes over toward Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick with a left foot kick. Coming around that half forward flank, kicks high. Moore should take the mark. He's missed it. He marked it, was on his own, had a big opportunity. McCormick playing his heart out for Collingwood, has kicked the ball back, kicked it over towards the half-back flank. Here's an opportunity now for young Lovell. Lovell comes through strongly with a hand pass and gives it toward Tony Shaw. And Tony Shaw, you would deliberately think, has tried to pick out Harms, because that's exactly where the ball went, and Harms takes an easy mark.
Well, you couldn't think of anything more. Even 13 premierships each, 89 wins each in the 1981 grand final. That's the score between these two great teams, because Carlton are going to win the premiership. It's in the possession of Johnson on the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. It's 91 points to 72, and Carlton doing it on the bit now, finishing much the stronger team. Johnson has kicked up towards the half forward line, and sitting back is a former Carlton player in Craig Davis, taking the mark for the Magpies. Davis at the half back flank, kicks in towards the centre of the ground, but everyone's handling the ball surely, and McConville, who's played a pretty good game, has come in to take another mark for Carlton. McConville's in the centre of the ground. It's merely a formality now as McConville kicks the ball up towards the centre half forward spot. Moore setting himself there. It's knocked down to the ground. Moore can hardly raise a gallop. Tony Shaw hand passes to Taylor, and Taylor kicks through the centre of the ground.
And there's Taylor kicking up where Williams tried to do it on his own, but it went out to Harms again. The brilliant Carlton player comes charging through, and a long torpedo punt kick is going to go out of bounds, very close to the behind post, and it's ticked up now to 29.5 minutes. I wouldn't think it'd be a long quarter. There hasn't been as much time on, I didn't think anyhow, during this quarter, but the ball is out of bounds about 5 metres away from the Carlton goal. They're in front by 19 points. Peter Moore takes it out, tries to hand pass it out. He gives it straight to Buckley, and Buckley's put it through for another behind. So it's 20 points of difference in the 1981 grand final. 20 points just for the record. Buckley goes down to probably maybe score the last score of the 1981 grand final behind, as 29 minutes come up now, and Carlton at 12-20-92 to Collingwood 10-12-72. 20 points of difference in the kick in. Nobody takes this mark. Out the back, here's an opportunity for Collingwood to come through Stewart. A little bit slow. The ball is hooked out again toward McClure. McClure can't pick it up. Opportunity there for Little Lovell. He's over the top of McClure, and umpire Mike Dye moves in and says, give it to me and I'll bounce it. And there's the final siren. And Carlton are the premiers. Carlton premiers in 1981 to equal Collingwood's 13 premiership wins. Carlton with a final score of 12-20-92, and Fitzpatrick ought to be cheered off the ground because he played a most dominant game for his Carlton team, and he has been the outstanding star player on the field. Collingwood finished with 10-12-72, and it's even Steven, 89 wins each, 13 premierships each, and Collingwood with a great opportunity to have won. They had everything going for them with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. They were 21 points in front, but those two valuable goals by Ashman and Buckley pegged it back to 9 points to the last change, and Collingwood were goalless in the last quarter. They only managed 2 behinds during that last quarter, and that was their complete undoing. They run out of legs. Carlton take a long time to steady today and get into the game, and they've finished full of running with a score of 12-20-92 to win by 20 points over Collingwood, 10-12-72, who looked a great chance, a tremendous chance coming up toward the siren in that third quarter.